Aren't they making James Bond a woman? Oh, sorry.
I think they are making James Bond a woman. I hope it's a black woman who's queer. That's the only way for justice to be served.
And non-binary.
Yes, but what does that mean?
Her gender can switch throughout the film depending on where she is.
Oh, that's non-binary?
Gender flux?
Gender fluid. I thought that was gender fluid.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What's your pronoun today?
Zer. I've always wanted to have a Z in there. I think Z's are cool.
Yeah.
Zorro.
Zorros.
Zer.
I feel like Your Highness.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
right?
that's good. Yeah, Your Highness can be a guy or a girl.
Whoa.
Whoa, it's gender neutral. Your Highness. Now, if you said, I'm a princess, I would go, okay, well, you're gendering yourself.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. And I refuse to do that. I have 2 little boys, and, we force them to be gender neutral. They don't play with rocks.
I was watching a show on that, a legit show on that. From Cambridge. This couple was raising their kid gender neutral. They have 2 kids, and they're both wearing whatever. They're wearing weird clothes. It didn't necessarily look like they were wearing boys' clothes or girls' clothes, and they didn't call them girls or boys. They let them play with anything they wanted. Yeah. And they didn't call them boys.
What did they say?
It was fucking weird. It was just some poor guy who's stuck with some crazy bitch. And
exactly.
And she's, and he was probably trying really hard to be progressive and figure out how do we not gender our children? And
yeah, and it's interesting you do that voice because they all do upspeak at the end.
Yes, they do.
To be enlightened.
Well, it's the only way to show you're progressive because if you notice, conservative people just don't talk like that.
No.
We need to stop the caravan before it gets to the wall. Donald Trump is our savior because he's the one who really appreciates American values. You never hear that. It's a super liberal calling.
It is. Oh, but back to this non-binary. We did a clip on Your Mom's House. There was a couple somewhere in the Netherlands, and they had a 3-year-old Zimzer child and another 2 Zimzers. and every day they would ask the 3-year-old, what gender do you feel like today? And I'm like, I know.
Boy.
Talk about the pressure. And I'm like, I have a almost 3-year-old. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know. He doesn't think in terms of, he's like, I don't know, I'm whatever. But to put the pressure, what are you today? What are you feeling?
Yeah. My 8-year-old loves to play with things like race cars, and she used to love to play with trucks, and she used to love to play.
Girl.
She's a she's my brother's friend. She loves to play with superheroes and things like that. Some of them are very but then again, she loves pink, and she likes getting her nails done, and she likes looking pretty, and there's some cool shit that boys like that girls like too. She's pretty aggressive. She takes MMA classes and she throws boys around. She gets super hyped up when she has to wrestle with boys.
I love it.
It's crazy to watch, a little psycho aggressive 8-year-old. But she's also really sweet, the sweetest kid to everybody. Just gets real competitive with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they say that's the magic age, 8, 9 in girls, and then where they're very confident. It's the end of the confidence era. And then puberty strikes and the hormones take over and the pressure to be sexy. So Pippi Longstocking, that cool ass character who was doing that shit. Remember Pippi Longstocking beating up cops? She had a treasure trove. So she was a millionaire on her own. Her dad was a pirate.
Really?
Hell yeah, dude. Remember those old Pippi Longstockings?
Pippi Longstockings very much. I remember the name. I don't remember the narrative.
Oh, the shit was great, and it was subtitled poorly, and her lips, didn't match up with what she was saying. It was on Channel 5 in L.A. every Sunday afternoon.
Where is it from originally?
Sweden, I believe. Astrid Lindgren wrote these books about her daughter, who was that age, 8 years old is the magic age. There she is, the original one.
Pippi Longstockings.
And she said girls are kind of smelly, kind of awkward, and that's before puberty robs you of your,
Wow.
Now, fuck this new school. I'm talking the old 70s, bitch. There she goes. She's got a monkey. Hey.
Wow, she had a monkey.
I know you love monkeys.
I do love monkeys. Is that a monkey in a scarf?
Yeah, dude, she was badass.
Wow.
She beat the shit out of people.
Wow.
But yeah, I think I play with boy stuff too because I was raised by a single dad somewhat. So he gave me like a BMX dirt bike and I would ride it in the LA River, and then I like dolls too. And that's what makes a female comic. So you might have.
Yeah, there's always something fucked up.
Yeah.
There's none of us are normal. That's a fact. Find one that is. I never met one. Who's normal?
Segura's my husband. I'm sorry, Mr. Pajitsky. Do you love that Garth Brooks is doing that? Have you seen that?
It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
What is that?
I think it's somebody.
People don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, okay, so Garth Brooks, who's infinitely talented.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the guy's not talented. He's a mega, mega, mega star.
Yeah.
He started doing social media.
And it's as fucking strange as can be. It's so strange.
Yeah, he doesn't quite know how to do it. I think someone's telling him, like, hey, just be personable, be fun. So
well, he just seems so weird, and Tom is, like, constantly on it.
Oh, yeah. We make fun of him relentlessly when we're at his house. It is nonstop. Because he'll be like, hey, everybody, it's me, Garth. We're at Studio G, and he has a thing called Studio G.
For Garth.
For Garth.
Garth. Look, it's Studio G.
Studio
Inside
G.
Studio G. Hey,
And
y'all.
then he just
I'm
learned
selling cassette tapes.
cassette tapes.
Whoa.
Look at his audience,
he's
though.
doing some fucking giant ass places.
He
Holy
really
shit.
is. And so he does these posts where he's like, it's Trisha's birthday. That's his wife. Everybody send her pictures of your favorite cupcakes.
Cupcakes with
Hashtag fun. Hashtag Mr. Yearwood. Hashtag you're it. You're like,
I
"That's
saw
not
that.
even-"
Like that, doing the hashtag was rough.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck, Garth?
Yeah.
Your mom's house is a fun show. Whenever I want just silly, I tune into you guys.
Thank you.
Because you rarely deviate from silly. You
No.
guys are just goofing off on shit all the time. It's always completely preposterous. And this new guy that you guys have been following, the Try It Out guy, what the fuck?
Can we play him?
Yes, we can play him.
Trot out. Man, I'm
This
so
guy's
glad you
real?
said that.
This is a real guy?
1,000% real.
Oh my
1,000%.
God.
And by the way, we loved you on your mom's house. You fit right in.
Thank you.
And I hope you come back.
I would
one
love
day.
to.
Yeah.
I'll do it anytime.
Please.
Well, we're all in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're all close by.
Yeah, it's only about farts and dicks and guys who don't know how to ask for a lady's affection properly.
Well, you also find people online that are just the most preposterous people. So this is the guy. Give me some volume on this guy.
This
I'm
guy,
100%. I think this is the right clip.
Yeah.
I hope it's not edited. Or
he's
something.
looking for love. There's also on, if you type in
I'm looking.
Try It Out.
Says I'm looking for hardcore guys to come to my
This is
shows.
Tom. Tom
I
put
know.
this out. Okay.
I know. I see.
Oh my
So play this guy.
If you're a hot black guy and you want to fuck me at $23.95, if you want to move in, you can move in, but you gotta fuck me. I need to be fucked a lot, man. Get free food, free rent, and everything else, man. Here's the deal, man. Men from jail, homeless, or you're a thug, you want to come move in, your friend can move with you too, man. Free rent, you get a lease and a key. Fuck me. Piss on me, beat me, I'm home there now. You see me, you want to come over today and try it out, man. If you're in my building, try it out. You want to fucking piss on me, try it out. Seriously, probably only as fuck, man. I'm looking for hardcore guys that mean it, want to do it, and I want to deliver it. I'm a hot white trash. Come dump, let's fuck.
I'm a hot white trash cum dump. Let's fuck. Oh my God. You gotta see them folks just listening. You gotta see this guy. The fucking sincerity in his eyes when he's saying these things.
He needs to get laid. Watching your face, watch the Try It Out guy, was probably my favorite thing in life.
What did I do?
It was like a look of like it made you sad.
Did it?
Did it make you? Do you feel like it made Joe
Are you
sad?
Yeah.
How'd you feel inside?
I didn't feel sad. It's weird that I look sad. Maybe I'm hiding that I'm sad to myself.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm hiding it from myself.
But this guy really needs it, and he really puts it out there.
Try it out. You want to piss on me? Try it out. I'm a white trash cum dump. Like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, anybody, men from jail.
Oh yeah,
black
and there's
guys.
animation. There's an animated version of it.
Yeah, so it started a flurry of animated Try It Out guys, and then people started to submit their own takes. There's Tommy doing Try It Out.
Try it out.
It's so stupid.
Give me some volume.
Move in, you can move in, but you
I don't care.
I need
Okay,
to be fucked a
hold
lot.
on.
Get free food, free rent, and everything else, man. Here's the deal, man. Men
Here's the
from
deal,
jail,
man.
homeless, or you're a thug, you want to come, move in. Your friend can move with you too, man. Free rent, you get a lease and a key. Fuck me, piss on me, beat me. I'm home there now. You see me when I come
What
over
did he
today
say
and
there?
try it out.
What?
Try
Rewind it just a little bit, Jamie. He goes, he goes, piss
fuck
on
me, piss on me, beat me. I'm home there now.
What's that? What's that? Ho meow meow. What do you think he's
It's a
saying?
good question. One more
Free
time.
rent, you get a lease and a key. Fuck me, piss on me, beat me. I'm home there now. You see me when I come.
Come on, what that is? What is he saying? We'd have to go through that like this Zapruder film.
Well,
They've tried.
what do you hear?
Oh man, now.
Ho
It doesn't seem like a word to me. Oh man, now.
ho a man out.
In a key.
Fuck me.
Fuck me. Piss on me. Beat me. I'm home there now.
Right?
Oh man, now. What does that
Ho
mean?
ho a man out is one
Ooh.
potential.
Maybe. Let me hear that again. Maybe that's it.
In a key. Fuck me. Piss on me. Beat me. I'm home there now. You see
Could be anything. Oh man, now.
Ho
Maybe it's another language.
ho man.
If we were like working for the government and we're trying to decipher like a
Yes.
tape, like we have to find out where the kidnapper is being held. Oh man, now.
They have to like strip the audio of the layers.
Yeah.
I hear a train in the distance.
Right, we'd be audio experts in a
Yeah.
room somewhere. We've got it. We've got it. Whole man out. Whole man out. Whole man out.
It's
Whole
either-
a man out. Whole man out.
Whole
He's
man
a
out.
prostitute.
It could be, or it could be, I'm home here now. Because he gives out his address. He goes,
Okay, one more time.
I'm at 2395, and we cut it out. We cut
Right.
it out.
fuck
She-
me.
she left
Piss
it
on
in.
me. Beat me. I'm home there now. You
Could be anything.
I'm
Whole
home,
man out.
home here now. Anyway, huge debate in the Mom's House community. There's no final answer on that.
You'd have to talk to him. Have you reached out to him?
We've tried, yeah.
Where
There's
is he?
There's a few Your Mom's House stars. I believe in, oh my gosh, maybe on the East Coast somewhere. I forget.
on the East
Sorry,
Coast?
I don't sleep very much. Yeah. We've reached out
You
to
got
him.
baby brain?
Yeah. I'm 3 months deep in the game, bro. I'm going crazy. Him and King Ass Ripper won't respond, and we've reached out with offers of money, and
Really?
they won't do it, and it's so weird. It's always the ones we want the most that never quite.
King Ass Ripper would be just farting in your room, though.
Far in. Oh yeah.
Would you want that?
I'd like to talk to him.
But
I'd
he
like
would just
to
start
know.
farting in the room. That's what he does, right? He just farts all the time.
Yeah. But I'm curious, what's the drive? Like, he's clearly not driven by sex because that's really repellent to women. Or
Yeah, but maybe like for him, it's a turn on.
to fart.
Yeah. Like, even though it's like probably disgusting to women, maybe for him, it's a turn on to be disgusting.
Ah, the repulsion thing. So she's like, oh my God, you're so
Yeah.
nasty. And then she's,
Yeah, there's like some boys who were spanked for shitting their pants and stuff when they were young. They developed this weird thing about shit and they like being naughty, and they even connect like sexually being naughty with shit and farts and things like that. Yeah.
right, the fetish. They say that's how the fetish starts, right?
Chris Ryan was trying to explain it to me one day, Dr. Chris Ryan from Sex at Dawn, the book, and he was saying that there's an imprinting stage in young men's lives where even a young man that's not gay, like say during this imprinting stage when they're very young, if they get their dick sucked by a guy and they orgasm, they could potentially get turned on by guys sucking their dick even if they're not gay. Because
Sure.
it's imprinted on them at a very early age. Like by them getting molested at an early age, it fucks with their sexual, like what in their mind is considered sexual pleasure.
Yeah, I can see that. The wires get crossed early,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe you're attracted and repulsed at the same time
Yep.
to a man, and then
Sure.
you're like,
Angry.
I don't know if I'm gay, or I kind of want to do this, but I don't want to do this.
You were molested, but yet you're also turned on.
Yeah. Shame, a lot of
Yeah.
shame, I'm sure, attached to that too.
Oh,
Oof.
for sure. Yeah. And a lot of anger. You know, what's really strange is when you go back through history, how often men were having sex with young boys.
I know. The Greeks love to do that.
Romans,
Yes.
Greeks, many different ancient civilizations thought it was normal for men to have young boys as, you know, as sex partners.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Crazy.
Fucking strange.
Yeah, and then the Christians, right? Didn't the Christians come along and they're like, wait a minute.
We'll show you how to do this. We got to do this only with priests. And then you got to move them around.
Only the elite get to rape children. Yeah, it's interesting.
that is-
it is crazy.
To this day, my most shocked that I ever am when people get upset at me is when I shit on Catholicism. Is when I shit on child molesting. I'm like, what? Are we pretending that this shit isn't happening constantly?
Right.
I mean, if they were anything else, like say it was the NBA, if the NBA was traveling around just fucking kids,
Right.
they're playing basketball, yeah,
Right.
but they're fucking kids. Like
That's
who would say,
interesting.
yeah, but they're playing good basketball. They're
Right.
fucking dunking.
Right.
They lay up
Good show.
3-pointers from the
Yeah.
outside. They are playing some serious basketball, and sometimes they fuck some kids.
All I typed in was Catholic priests.
Yeah,
And
it's-
there's 3 different stories in 3
Yeah.
different spots.
yeah.
Buffalo
A day
Catholic
ago.
Diocese. How do you say that?
Diocese. Diocese.
New list of priests accused of sexual abuse.
It's fucked up.
Yep. Catholic priests react to clergy sex abuse meeting with Bishop Malone. Catholic priest removed from ministry in Oklahoma. This is just one day's worth. Mm-hmm. And then there was that thing in Philadelphia that was just last month where, was it 1,000 different kids had been molested by these priests?
Right.
Yeah. 1,000 different children
Now,
in Pennsylvania. Like, what in the fuck, folks?
but why are they protected from law? Like, I know, because in the church, you said they move them around, right?
Yeah.
The archdiocese or whoever goes, yeah, that guy's a pedophile. Let's just move him to a different thing.
They're
and-
protected because people believe in God. They're
Oh.
protected because people believe in Christianity. Yeah, and they don't want to attack priests because they feel like that's an attack on the church, and they feel like there's going to be blowback politically, and they're worried about it because people have this need for church, and they're terrified if someone comes along and says, "Hey, we're going to do, like, as the international community is going to do a full-scale investigation into the Catholic Church, and we're going to lock people up." That's the reason why the Vatican is its own country.
Yeah.
You know, the Vatican, you have to have a fucking passport. Like, it's an actual
Right.
country.
It's a separate
Yeah.
entity.
It's a little tiny ass
Yeah.
place filled with kid fuckers. Like if you looked at the per capita kid fuckers of people in the Vatican, you'd be like, oh my god, it's a nation of kid fuckers.
It's so fucked up.
It's
And they're
it's
untouchable.
crazy.
And they're untouchable.
Well, for now, you know,
Yeah.
eventually people are going to realize how irrelevant a lot of these ancient fucking cults actually are.
They
whether you
are
believe
cults.
whether you believe in God or not, those are cults. They're ancient cults. Whether
Yeah.
you believe in the scripture or not, the Catholic Church is clearly a cult. And it's a cult that I was a part of. I mean, I went to Catholic school. My family was Catholic.
Yeah, me
I've been
too.
around it my whole life. Nobody ever molested me in the church, but I got lucky. I know I got lucky. I know people that got molested. I have friends that told me stories about being chased by priests, and I have friends that told me stories about a guy that they knew that got molested. Like, damn, he got him. Like, they knew about this priest, and he got one of their friends.
Oh my God.
And this is just all across the country. And the numbers that went to justice, so small in comparison to the actual acts. It's really crazy that people would get upset at you saying this. Like, it's crazy.
Right. Like, let me defend my pedophile priest. Like, I love this guy. Like, why are we still invested in this? And you know what happened ever since I had kids, too? I kind of see the world a lot differently. You know, before I had children, I was like, sure, you know, God could exist. I'm spiritual. And now I'm like, I just got to defend my children from the fucking evil and insanity of this world.
Yeah.
And it's jungle law. And like, I don't know. I'm not spiritual really anymore.
Well, people can go bad for sure. There's something about people that when it goes wrong, you know, for whatever reason, people can go bad. They can go bad serial killer style. They can go bad rapist style. I mean, how many guys are out there dropping pills into girls' drinks?
Yeah, crazy.
Still. 100% it's happening all across the country, all across the world, all the time. There's just fucking disgusting human beings. There's bad people out there. And there's people that got fucked over and they want to pay people back. You know, they're upset. They're upset that they got a shit deal,
Yeah.
and they want other people to suffer.
Yeah, it's traumatized people, right? Doing all this shit, traumatized people.
There's definitely some of that.
Yeah, but that makes me also too like I always laugh at the anti-bullying stuff. Like I'm not pro-bullying clearly, but it's such a misguided effort to try to completely eradicate the world of bullying. We're gonna stop it. Like no, you're not, dude. Because you have to stop stupid if you're going to stop the bullying. Because stupid people have kids. They don't raise the kids well. Those kids are angry because they have stupid parents and they're being abused at home. And then they hit your kid. And so what you can do is teach your kid, you know, to not be a victim and to fucking kick a guy in the nuts. But now we don't teach that to children, to defend yourself.
And then your kid would be the problem.
Right.
They'd have to show a reason to express violence. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, there's a time for violence. And that time is when you're defending yourself because someone is fucking with you. And if you don't do something, they're going to do something to you. There's times when no one's there to save you. That's real. And if you don't teach your kids that, they're going to be real confused if that moment does arise. They're going to look around for someone to save them and there's no one there.
Exactly.
And that's very unfortunate and no one wants it. You know, no one wants that to be the case.
Fuck no.
But it is the case. It's reality. You know, if you're just around a bunch of bad people and you hope that nothing goes wrong, that's not an effective way to prepare yourself for what could happen. That's the thing about having kids, right? You start thinking of the world as being like this like danger-ridden place. It becomes a different world.
It's a fucking cesspool.
Yeah.
And especially with the internet, now you can see exactly who's crazy. Before you were like, I don't know, people are generally okay. And then you see the fuking try it out guy and you're like, oh my God.
Come on, piss on me, beat on me, try it out. Bring your friends. They can live here too.
Right.
You're a thug. He's like asking for thugs to fuck him and piss on him.
But you get a lease and a key.
Yeah, but he also wants him to beat him.
Beat me up, piss on me.
That's the problem. Like, how much of that do I have to do? Do I have to fuck you or can I just go over and kick your ass? Like,
He'd take anything at this
imagine
point. He would take
there's
it.
a guy you can go over his house and just fuck him up.
There is.
But I don't know.
$23.95.
Yeah, but once you punch him a couple times, he's going to go fuck me in the ass. Like, no, I'm just going to beat you up.
I'm just here for the beating,
I'm
not
just
the
here to
fucking.
fuck you up.
Have you ever, I mean, not at that level, but... Tommy and I were talking about like, because lately on your mom's house we've been featuring desperate dudes who are like making videos like this to try to court a lady or a gentleman, but maybe kind of misguided, like not, like
try it out,
come piss or whatever. I'm fucking horny. Like we know you're horny, bro. You can't just come out and say I'm really horny, come and fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe with other dudes, like, but a woman's not gonna respond.
Yeah, women. That's why Playgirl didn't really work.
No, fuck, we don't want to look at dicks. Especially.
That Playgirl was for dudes, right?
Yeah, fucking
It was for gay guys.
Of course.
What were those dating services like in the 80s where it was like a joke on Mad TV or SNL where like you'd pass tapes and like you'd make a video, video dating profile?
Yeah.
Did that ever work, or was it only creepy guys too?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, people that needed dating services back in the 80s, those people were losers. You know?
Yes.
I mean, most people just found somebody. Okay?
In a bar.
You just go somewhere like a normal fucking person. You meet people, you fucking weirdo. But nowadays, it's way more common because of like Tinder and normal folks do it. Chris Rock was talking about being on dating apps. Chris Rock's on dating apps. Well, I think he has a girlfriend now. But for a while, he was on dating apps. And someone was like, why would you do that? You're Chris Rock. He goes, because I'm Chris Rock. It was like he was joking around about it. He's like, that's a great way to meet him. Now they know who I am. Bam!
That's right. And there's like celebrity ones, right? Like you just exclusive to celebrities.
Yeah, there's some celebrity one where you just dating gold diggers.
Yeah.
Just girls who want to get famous, future reality stars, future housewives of Beverly Hills. Those fucking crazy bitches.
So my mother, her second husband, they met on a dating ad in the back of like an Indian newspaper. My mother liked Indian guys.
Indian like
Indian.
From Punjab.
Yeah.
Okay.
I almost answered you in Hungarian. Yes. And so she put an
She's
ad.
into Indian guys or something?
Loved Indian men. So her thing was she believed that Indian men were more educated overall. Mm-hmm. She liked them. I liked them. Tall, dark, and handsome. She was a Hungarian lady. And she just thought that they had more money and more smarts. So
Money.
I like money, and she wanted to be wifed up and taken care of.
Wifed up.
So she put an ad in the back of the Indian newspaper. She said, "Buxom European woman looking for, was it wealthy, Indian guy for marriage." Dude, we got a bag of letters, like a bag from every Indian dude in the LA County, and he sent a picture of himself in an Armani suit. This is like 1989. With his Mercedes and the old school cell phones, like that big ass one.
Nice.
And she was like, "That's the one." They were married 1 month later.
That's my boy.
That's my boo right there.
He's got that fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
Got that brick from the Wall Street movie.
Yes, bro. Totes, dude.
I remember Michael Douglas walking around with that brick on the beach. Like, damn, he's balling so hard. He's talking to people. He didn't give a fuck about his cell phone bill. He's just talking to people on that beach.
Yeah. Did you have one of those? Remember in your car, the old school?
I had one that was in the car.
Yeah.
It was connected to the car. It was like permanently in the car. It was on the floor. It was bolted in, and then I could make a phone call from. They even had speakerphone. I could talk while I was driving. Speakerphone. A 1988 Honda CRX.
Okay.
That was a little tiny thing.
Okay,
there it is. There's Michael Douglas. I didn't have one of those. That was too baller for me.
Yeah, dude.
I think mine I could take out and put in a suitcase too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Maybe not. Maybe another one. Maybe I got another one afterwards. It was a suitcase one.
Dude, my dad had a Jag in the 80s, and he had like a tiny TV put in on the radio. They had tiny little square televisions, black and white, and I could watch cartoons on the way to school. And I was like, this is in the future, we're all going to have TVs in our cars. And
dude, my kids zone the fuck out when they get in my car because my Lexus has these things in the back seat where there's like a little iPad on the back screen. They can watch a screen. It's like a 10-inch screen on the back headrest. So they watch movies. It's for kids,
awesome.
like those rear entertainment systems. If you have a long trip, like say if you got to drive to San Francisco, that's 3 movies.
Oh, yeah.
That's all that is. That's
great.
3 movies. What do you guys want to watch now? You guys hungry? Who has to pee? We got to pee? Pull over. There's no fighting. They're just watching movies. Otherwise, it would be, she's touching me with her feet. Stop it. Stop touching me.
I can't wait for all that.
Yeah, it's great.
I can't wait.
It's fascinating. They're and then you see like other people's really shitty handiwork in terms of like the way they're raising their kids. Like, oh my goodness.
Tell me about it, because I have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old, so I'm just now in the kind of the preschool, and I see other parents, and I'm like,
this is what you got to be careful of.
Yeah.
You got to be careful of the parents that like to go to parties and they leave their kid outside with other kids, and they go inside and drink. And they don't watch their kid at all. And it's usually boys. People have boys, and the boys usually wind up hitting kids.
Oh.
And what's going on is that kid is not getting any fucking attention and not getting any parental guidance, and they're just loose and wild. And I've had this incident happen more than once, but one of them egregiously, where this kid hit both of my kids, and one of them more than once, and the parents are still inside drinking.
hell no.
Pulling hair,
Hell
all kind
no.
of, like, and they're little, they're like 6, and they're like, yo, man, you got to watch your kid. He's aggressive. Oh, he's a good kid. He's always a good kid. You don't even know you're in here drunk. Your kid's out there jumping around in a fucking trampoline, beating kids in the head, stepping on their hair. Like, literally, the kid was like a little aggressive kid. Called another kid a loser and pushed him. Call him a loser. What kid calls someone a loser?
Someone who gets called a loser at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone's calling someone a loser in front of that kid. 6-year-old calling people losers. And every now and then I see the parents. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just got to get the fuck away from them. I had to have a conversation with the dad, and he's trying to tell me his kid's a good kid. I'm like, okay, your kid's a good kid. I tell him, your kid pushed a kid and called him a loser. That didn't happen. Oh, it didn't happen. Okay. All right, man. I don't know what to do other than what I want to do, which is freak out.
Yeah.
I want to freak out
Yes.
and start yelling at you, you fucking asshole, you drunk piece of shit.
Yeah.
In here, you're not even paying attention to your kid. You got a bad kid. You got a kid that you haven't been paying attention to. These are older people, and they had a kid late in life. And here they are, barely paying attention. One kid, not really into it. Let the kid just roam. Just let them roam.
Yeah, that ain't cool. Especially, little
You got a lot of
boys.
that.
You got to rein that shit in.
You know what else you're gonna get?
No.
You're gonna get kids that have cell phones at like 6 years old.
Yeah, I've heard this. And then these little fucking sluts send your boys
Naked pictures.
titty pics, and then my boy's accountable if he sends it to
Yep.
another kid.
Yep, it's
God
child
damn it.
pornography.
God.
Those dirty little sluts.
Now, how am I gonna get these? Stop these hoes? I gotta stop the boys.
Well, you
That's what
definitely
gotta
gotta stop the boys from sending pictures. Tell them about the law, and definitely tell them no pictures of your dick.
I mean,
Don't do
listen.
it.
I don't even know who's doing it as an adult, sending your dick to a fucking.
I don't know who's not.
I know,
There's
but
only
that's
one
the
way to
thing.
find out.
Because how long have you
Send 'em a
been
dick.
with your lady now?
Quite
Since
long enough to not send her any dick pictures.
I've never.
If I send her dicks, it's other people's. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think of that?
Do you get sent dick pics?
No.
No, me. Yeah,
Except
me
from
neither.
Tom. Tom will send me one every now and then. Or Red
his?
Band or Segura. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is like one of the
Jesus.
most misguided things ever. Like the random dick pic the
Well,
guys that don't even know a girl will send.
But that's the thing too, is like it goes back to what women don't want. Like I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure we're not like sweet cock. Like get over
But
here.
then also, like, if a girl just sends you a picture of her pussy,
Her
like,
vag,
whoa,
yeah.
how many people is she sending that picture to? Like, that picture, if you could, like, go through her phone, and if there's, like, a record of how many times that picture's been sent. A girl sends pussy pictures. She's sending them to everybody. She's just scattershot, just shooting them
well,
out
so is
into
the
the
dude.
cosmos.
Just bang, bang, bang. someone's gonna be into it. Some chick is. That's the
Yeah.
thing. He does it because it's worked. Somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the one.
How
you
many?
know?
There's so many thirsty girl pages
Yeah.
of like girls sticking their butts out,
Yeah, I
girls
know.
in underwear, there's so
I
many of
know.
those pages, like thirst
love it.
traps.
Yeah.
But there's not that many for guys. There's
Oh,
like
you're
a
not-
few guy bodybuilder type
I've
thirst.
got some.
Yeah.
I'll
What
show you
got?
after.
Show me right now.
Well, they're people. They're real
Oh,
people.
real
so I don't.
humans.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want
But
to.
are they thirst traps like dudes looking for dick or dudes looking for girls?
The ones I've seen, there's yeah, okay. We'll do it off mic. There's a few choice ones.
Good for
people
you for
and I know.
being kind.
Yeah.
And not outing these losers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my favorite trap though is the girl that puts it out there, and
Mm-hmm.
then when the guys are like, "Nice tits," whoa, and
Have some respect.
right, and then they get mad,
Mm-hmm.
like, "Don't just look at me for my tits." Like, well, bro, you kind of didn't. Is not the reaction you were kind of looking for? Is like
Yeah.
you put your boobs out there. I mean, I don't do that because I don't want people to write that stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of not on my agenda.
Yeah. Well, they want a very specific reaction.
What?
But you're not entitled to a specific reaction. You're entitled to nothing. You get reactions.
You're entitled to nothing.
You're
I
entitled
like this
to nothing.
distinction.
Like,
Yes.
you put photos of your tits, your ass on the internet,
Yeah.
you're not entitled to anything. You're not entitled to
No.
respect. You're not entitled to
No.
anything.
No, what? I don't want to give away your bit, but you discussed Megyn Kelly.
You can give it away. It's already out.
Right, okay. I just didn't know. Some people haven't watched it yet, which is it's an amazing special. But yeah, but she's on a news channel,
Yeah.
not dressed like a news person.
Wearing a vagina curtain.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a friend who I didn't know this until after the special came out. She came up to me and said that she used to work with Megyn Kelly at Fox News. She used to be one of her assistants. And she was like, she would tell the wardrobe people to make the dresses shorter.
No.
She's like, that's too long. Make that dress shorter.
Wow. Well, she knew that she
knew
was cute. She knew what she was doing. Yeah.
Salad pussy.
I wish I could.
She
I wish
was
I could.
so hot back then. I mean, she's still
Gorgeous.
a beautiful woman, but goddamn, during like 10, 15 years ago, she was a fucking smoke show. Mm-hmm. Woo!
Look, man, she's a gorgeous woman, and I don't hate on women for being pretty.
Yeah. And boy, I don't hate on them for fucking using it either. Just like
Yeah.
I don't hate on Arnold Schwarzenegger for being a bodybuilder.
No,
you know?
but it's but you depending on how you present yourself, that's kind of what you're gonna
Yeah,
get
like
back.
you're not entitled to any specific reaction. You're
Right.
gonna get reactions, and people are entitled. Look, as long as they're not like threatening you or physically doing anything
Yeah,
to you,
yeah.
what they're doing is reacting to what you're putting out. They don't have any obligation to react the way that you would like.
No,
No.
not at all.
Oh, look, tits and ass. I like to jizz in those ass tits and all
Hey,
your mouth.
I'm a person.
Yeah, okay.
Not right now.
Well, right now you're a picture on my phone that I'm jerking off to. Like, what's wrong with you? You don't.
Yeah, I get. I guess I never led with that.
Good.
But not because I'm not. Listen, I'm just as thirsty as that bitch. In a sense, like, we're strippers too. Comedians are fucking strippers. Like, we want the attention, but I don't want it for this. I'd prefer to get it for my mind or whatever.
Right.
Whatever
work.
it is, I'd prefer to get it from. But,
well, it's a difference, right? It's the stripper thing comes from, for sure, a variety of different places. There's definitely women that are strippers that are doing it just because they're pretty and it's a good way to make a lot of money.
It's a great way to make a lot of money fast, from what I understand.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. But there's also ones that are doing it because they have an exorbitant need for attention, an extraordinary need for sexual attention. And a lot of them have been molested.
Yeah.
And that's more the case with porn stars, apparently. There was some crazy study on porn stars where they were going over just they did like a random survey and went to them and asked them how many of them have been molested. Yeah. And it was like 9 out of 10. It was like some crazy number. It's like when you're watching people fuck on camera and a lot of people watch it. I mean, I would imagine vast majority of males specifically watch porn, watch some kind of porn. And you're essentially watching the product of either a completely sexually liberated woman who likes doing that, which is possible.
Sure.
Allegedly. Some, like Dr. Drew doesn't believe it's possible at all.
Can I tell you? I've heard this argument, the empowerment. And I read a book even from a woman who said, yes, it's from an empowerment angle. She'd gotten into an Ivy League school and wanted to pay for it. It definitely exists in the world. However, in my experience and estimation, I would say it's likely molested, and that's what you. I
mean, it's possible, right? It's
possible. So it's not probable,
right? So if you're a woman out there that's a sexually liberated person who enjoys doing porn and you don't have any molestations in your past, you're getting upset right now. We
I can hear the tweets right now. I hear them.
We acknowledge that you exist. I'm not trying to diminish your perspective, but it's an odd thing that leads to all this sex. And then it's also an odd thing when you look at the sheer volume of people fucking like for a living. That's a lot of porn.
A lot of porn. And I have to say, it can't be that lucrative anymore because of the internet.
Well, I used to have a joke about it where I was like, I need to bring it back and figure out how to do it correctly because I kind of abandoned it. But the premise was, who's seen all the porn? Like, why are they making new porn? Is there anybody who's like, I've run out of porn? Like, what are you guys doing? You fucking? You sucking? Yeah, everybody's fucking and sucking. Like, are you just looking to beat off, or are you like wasting your whole life like super specific scenes? No, I want doggy style, and I want to be able to see her feet. Like, okay, the back of her feet. I want her toes in a certain position. Like, take a break. Take a week off, bro.
Right. But apparently there is a need for it because they're making it and people are consuming these niche lanes, right?
Well, I think it has to do with the fact that people are always ramping up. And like if you give person a car that has 150 horsepower, they want a car that has 200 horsepower. And then next year, that car better be faster. And the year after that, it better brake better. And the year after that, and they were constantly trying to get that new charge.
Like the iPhones, too.
Yeah, and so if it's just regular sex, okay, wow, I can't believe I'm watching this regular sex. Well, I'd like to see it in HD. Okay, why don't you come in her face? Okay, like what? Stick it in her ass and then come in her face. Whoa, now we're getting crazy. And this is where it all goes, like ass to mouth and gagging.
Oh, I hate the gagging.
All that crazy shit comes from people like watching so much porn that just regular stuff's not doing it anymore. They want a girl to be smacked. They want snot to come out of her mouth and tears to come out of her eyes. Just, they want all that stuff. That's what they want. And this, like, I don't fucking get it, but it's this psychological trait that people have, this ramping up.
The bigger, better deal.
Constantly wanting something more extreme. Like, look at violent movies today. Like Joey and I were talking about The Exorcist the other day, which is an extremely violent.
I heard that discussion. Actually.
Terrifying movie for the time, but today it would be so boring.
Yeah, wasn't he talking about the girl, Linda Blair, who played?
Yeah.
And he was like, that chick's fucked up now, dog. There's no way you was sticking crucifixes in your pussy and you're normal now. Yeah, that was great. God, he always has the best take on shit, right?
He's true, though.
You're like, you're right,
but
actually.
It is true.
Yeah.
I think Linda Blair was kind of fucked up from that, admittedly.
Of course.
I mean, she was like 12 years old doing that movie, ramming a cross in her pussy.
Of course. I mean,
Fuck me, Jesus. Fuck me. Jesus, fuck me.
Yeah.
Remember that scene?
Yes.
Whoa.
It traumatized me.
And it was
Yeah,
blood. And you could
I
hear the
know.
meat sound.
I know. And the puking of the green shit. And you forget how slow that movie is. Like, watch it now and the pacing of it, you're like, holy, let's get to something, you know?
Right.
Because now I don't even watch this shit now, scary movies, but
Yeah.
it's way more. Did you see the new Halloween?
No, I didn't, but I heard
haven't
it's
seen it.
good.
Yeah.
Who saw it? Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe loved it.
Yeah?
He said it was awesome. He said she's a badass, and she's Jamie Lee Curtis is like preparing for when he returns. She lives in a compound.
Fuck
She's
yeah.
got fucking guns and shit, and she's
like
like
that.
locked and loaded, ready to fuck up Michael Myers if he comes out of the grave again.
I love it. Like that Terminator chick. Remember when she was working out waiting for him? I forget the names of everybody.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton.
I have a millennial babysitter who works for us, and I was like, "Hey, did you know that Jamie Lee Curtis was a hermaphrodite?" And she goes, "It's intersex now." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I heard that."
Intersex.
But
But is that true about Jamie Lee Curtis?
my gynecologist says it is true. Yes,
Your gynecologist might be a piece of shit.
allegedly. I don't know.
Imagine if she actually knew. She's like, yeah, tell everybody.
Eh,
Yeah,
well,
go tell everybody. I saw it.
It's a guy, and he says, yeah, that she in fact was, and they cut off
Whoa.
the peener, and yeah. I
But she
don't
was so
fucking
hot
know.
when she was young. She was hot.
Gorgeous,
Hot
stunning,
woman.
statuesque,
Yeah.
gorgeous
big
woman.
Old titties.
big old
Big
hangers,
old,
big old
real,
sloppers.
Real titties.
The problem with the real titties is when you have a couple of kids and you breastfeed, then they turn
Go
into
south.
sloppy hangers, which is
Yeah.
what I got. I got to do something about it later
What are you
on.
gonna do? You gonna fill them up?
I'm not gonna fill them up. I'm gonna get them
Pulled back?
lifted and
that
just put in the same place they were, and maybe reduced even.
Reduced. Yeah.
I don't like big old titties. It's no fun when you really have them.
I had an ex who had big old titties. She was born with them, and they were so bad. But when I met her, she had already had a breast reduction. She still had pretty big old titties. But she just was, she had like double Fs just naturally.
Those are big.
Yeah. But they were also like, it was so annoying because it's all guys would see. These
Yeah.
big giant tits coming their way.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Yeah. She said she had back problems too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I do a lot of Pilates to strengthen the back to keep my tits up.
Keep them tit hangers
Jesus,
strong.
yeah, you got to keep them.
Got to
up.
keep the frame that holds the tits.
That's right.
Keep all that frame locked up and in place. There's nothing like that for dudes, right? Where it gets too big. Like no dudes are out there getting dick reductions.
That's true.
You know what dudes do get though?
What's that?
Here's the thing, man. I've been I got I turned on a TV once, just a couple months ago, and just stumbled upon this show called Botched.
Yes, I like this. This is on the E channel.
Yes.
Yeah,
is
this
it
is
on the E channel?
fantastic.
Is that what it
I'm
is?
pretty sure. Yeah, I've
Bravo,
seen,
maybe?
maybe. Yeah, one of these.
What is it on? It seems more Bravo because it's super gay.
I know. I love it.
There's
though.
a lot of there's this one guy who was helping the guy that got like surgery.
Yeah.
And the guy who was helping the guy who got surgery, one guy was getting surgery because he got his pec replaced. He had like a pec problem.
That seems crazy to me.
Well, he had like some sort of an accident where he lost his pec. Of
course.
And so they gave him a pec implant,
Now I'm the
which
asshole.
seemed pretty normal.
Yeah.
He looked better. He was pretty happy. But the guy who he was working with, and I don't know what relationship they had in this scene, whether this guy was the doctor or what it was. This guy was like a plastic man. Like his forehead was locked down. It wasn't going nowhere. It was Botoxed to the oblivion. He had cheek shots and his facial fillers. His eyebrows had been done. He had fake tan. He had, that's him. There you go. That's the guy.
Definitely heterosexual.
Well, whatever he is, he has all these implants. He has implants in his chest and implants in his biceps. And he was doing all that like to look good. So, but he was joking around about how even though he has all these implants, he's still not strong. So he couldn't do a chin up. I'm like, this is so crazy. Like this person but he was the one that was helping the other guy through plastic surgery.
He was helping the other guy.
The other guy who had a problem with his pec implant.
There's
The other guy came out normal. He just
Okay.
had a pec problem and then filled it in, and then it looked like, oh yeah, look at the guy. He's got 2 pecs now.
Oh boy. It's
But
so sad.
That show is insane. You see
Well-
these people that get this sort of what's that word for it?
Body dysmorphia.
Yes, body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Bodybuilders get it. Anorexics get it. You know, girls who have double F tits and they want them bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, the face in LA.
Oh, yeah.
I've done Botox twice in my life. I'm always reluctant to go back just because, like, who am I fooling? I'm 42 years old. It's okay. I'm not.
What is it doing to you? What is it?
Well, so they paralyze, they put botulism in your face, which is why I'm also reluctant, because you know that shit's not been studied really. I mean, come on. How do we know what's going to happen? So I got a wrinkle here. So they'll put it here and they freeze the muscle. It paralyzes it. So you can't scowl.
I got a scowl line.
Yeah, we both
See that
have
scowl line.
That's
a
years
what the
of,
fuck
yeah.
that's my what the fuck is going on line.
I got the same one. God damn it. So it paralyzes it, so you can't do the gesture that creates the wrinkle. So it's more of a preemptive measure. So you should start doing it early, is what they say.
Right, but what about being a comic and making
That's the
facial
problem.
expressions?
That's the problem. So when you're on stage, you end up getting migraines because you can't.
Because you can't move your eyebrows.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm surprised, I swear. Yeah. I swear I'm stunned. Look, I'm going to make my eyes wider.
You want to see a show? There's a show on Netflix where people go to Thailand for cheap plastic surgery.
Oh, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Have you been to Thailand?
Never. Have you?
It's awesome. Yeah, just went this summer. Took the whole family.
Where did you go?
Chiang Mai.
Where's that?
It is northern Thailand. It's really close to where those kids got trapped in the cave.
Oh.
Yeah, we got there right after they got rescued, so it's happy times in Thailand.
Oh, that's good then.
This is dope, though. The people are so friendly, and the food was amazing.
That's what I hear.
We took cooking classes.
Oh.
Yeah, we hung out with elephants at an elephant sanctuary. That was pretty badass.
I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah, elephants are sweet. They're
They
so kind. You get super nervous around them when you're first around them because they're so goddamn big.
Mm-hmm.
But then afterwards you realize like they're just gentle giants. They're so sweet. And these animals at this one place that we went to, it's a rehabilitation place. So they would take animals that had been to the circus and they'd been harmed or mistreated, and they'd bring them back and they even release them into the wild.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, because they
really
wandered
cool.
around with them in the woods. Like we took them for this long hike where you ride them all through the woods. So it was like a couple miles we went, and they just stop and eat things. So they don't, you don't have to worry about feeding them. They're fucking pretty confident, like that they know what to eat. They just grab leaves and start shoving them in their mouth.
Trunk. Wow.
And then they shit and piss, and you can't believe the volume. You hear the logs hit the ground. You're like, what is happening? And then you look down, they're shitting, and you're like, oh my God. It was just bushels of shit. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, they're ginormous.
Boom, clumps, heavy, just giant clumps of broken down vegetable matter.
Right, they're herbivores, yeah?
Yeah.
That's all they eat.
Yep, they're so sweet though.
Yeah.
They like come up to you, rub their head, and they like you actually kind of bond with them because you feed them sugarcane. Like when you get to know them, you wash them. The first thing they have you do is you wash them and you feed them. So I think we fed them first, then washed them, and we have these like just big piles of sugar cane, and you hand them these pieces of sugar cane. They just chew it and crunch it and swallow it, and then they take it from you like real gentle. Yeah, it's a fucking 2,000+ pound animal, whatever the hell it is. It's probably bigger than that, and they're so kind, just like
so
real
beautiful.
easy. They walk around you. They don't try to knock you over. They're just real relaxed. They help you get up if you want to ride them.
Aww.
Yeah, like they like lift their arm up so you can step on their arm, and then you climb onto their back.
Are you going to get a pet elephant?
No, but they're interesting animals. You know, they really are. They're really sweet. And this area that we're at, they actually have elephants that live in Thailand. They actually live in the wild. There's not that many of them, but they've introduced, I think they said 7 new ones to the wild from this sanctuary. So it's pretty
cool.
badass. But it was interesting. You get to see them where they're free roaming. They roam all around that area. They're not in pens. They're not captive. They're basically just freely roaming, and then they feed them and take care of them, and they know the food's going to be there, and then they just eventually get them to the point where they can be free again.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. But the people, like, so friendly, so nice.
I see this on that show because they're very always smiley and they bow to you and they're super.
They're really friendly.
Happy.
Like you run into that all throughout the country. People super friendly like that.
Yeah. Don't elephants gestate for like years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a
like
long
2
time.
years or something? 3 years?
Something long like that. Yeah.
God, we sucky to be pregnant for that long.
I know,
oh my
right?
God. kill myself.
How about getting fucked by another elephant?
Dude, could you? I've never seen it. Have I seen an elephant dick? I don't think so. Does it come out of a sheath? I'm sure, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, like that head on the Alien with Whitley Strieber. Not Whitley Strieber. Sigourney Weaver. Whitley Strieber. You know who Whitley Strieber is? Whitley Strieber is the guy who was behind. He's an author. The whole story is really suspect. He wrote that movie. What was the movie he wrote? He wrote one of those alien movies, alien abduction movies, and he wrote it that it was based on his own life, that it actually happened. The problem was he was already this fiction novelist who's writing these wild stories, and they decided to say this one's real, and it got all sorts of traction. But, you know, it's all like being abducted in the middle of the night and taken out of his bed by aliens and brought to ships and scientific experiments, like that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You believe in it? You think there's aliens doing that kind of stuff?
I don't think they care about your butt. That's the weirdest thing is that they have to go up your butt. Always.
It's always a homoerotic sort of fantasy, an anal fantasy with the alien. Why does it always turn sexual?
I think because if you're paralyzed, the number one fear is that someone's going to put something up your butt while you're out.
All the time. Yeah. I don't do butt stuff for that reason. I'm like, I don't need to know.
Come on. The other thing is, I think. Come on with that. The other thing is, I think people worry about being impregnated or having their baby taken from them by the aliens. That's a common theme too.
I'd be afraid of that. Have you been to Roswell, New Mexico?
No, I have not.
I went there for some TV show I worked on like a decade ago, and they claim that's where the aliens is. That they live? Is that Area 51?
That's where the crash happened in 1947.
Right. So there's like a museum you can go to and see it. I don't, whatever. I bought a T-shirt. It was great.
Yeah, the whole story is super suspect. The story of what happened. It's like there was some wreckage that they found, and they flew the wreckage in 2 separate planes to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and Truman actually met them there. Like whatever the fuck did crash, it was of enough importance that Truman flew out, and they flew it in 2 separate planes in case one of the planes went down. Damn. This is the folklore. And then the next day they had this press conference, and they're like, "Oh, we made a mistake. It was just a balloon." And then, my joke that I used to do was like, well, what about the aliens? Those are Mexicans. They got drunk. They mistook the balloon for a piñata. Yeah. Everyone's fine.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But the whole story behind it, the problem was it got put in the Roswell Daily Record that the military has recovered a crashed flying disc, and then everybody went fucking bananas. Okay. So no one really knows what actually happened, obviously.
No.
Did you ever hear why they picked Wright Pat? Because it's in the middle of Ohio.
I don't know.
And Roswell is pretty far.
I think it's just a big Air Force base. Isn't that Wright-Patterson Air Force Base where Hangar 18 was?
Yeah, I guess.
Is that where that was?
It's outside of Dayton, but I don't like.
But Hangar 18 was another famous thing in UFO folklore. Okay. UFO folklore, there was like this supposed Hangar 18, and find out where that is. Hangar 18 was supposed to be this place where they stored all of the crashed wreckage from various UFOs over the last few decades, because apparently there's been numerous crashed UFOs from alien planets.
That's what it said. I mean,
is that at Wright Patterson?
Hangar 18, there's like a website about it, yeah. But yeah, so it's at Wright Pat.
As long as there's a website about it. That's true. Is it a Squarespace website?
No, it's Weebly, so it's almost
promo code Jerry.
No, it's what was the ones? GeoCities, remember those?
Oh yeah.
Old school. Yeah, with the animated little GIFs.
Old school.
Yeah.
Now, what about the moon landing? Did you see the movie with Ryan Gosling?
No, I did not. I heard it was good though. I heard it was really good. Did you love it?
Loved it.
Wasn't there a controversy like they didn't put the American flag down? There was something.
You mean the
about
MTV flag? That was so cool, right?
Yeah.
I miss MTV.
I do too. I miss music videos.
There was something he brought his daughter's necklace up. His young daughter. I don't want to give it all away, but the lore is he put his daughter's necklace there, and I don't know.
Was it based on real life?
Yes, loosely. That's what they're saying. It's probable that happened. The flag thing, I don't remember.
There was some sort of controversy that they didn't plant the U.S. flag. Yeah. And people were upset, and they were saying that in this climate, they just thought it wouldn't be a good idea to express nationalism or some. So I remember reading some cockamamie reason why they didn't have the flag. Like,
Interesting.
well, they actually had the flag. You fuck. They actually, if
Yeah.
you believe in the moon landing, you believe it happened, and you want to show me a movie of it, you got to show the flag.
Yeah.
They put it in the ground. It's a big part of the program. Here's our
Hello.
flag. It's in the fucking dirt on the moon.
Yep.
That's it.
That's right. It's there. And now he also peed brown on the
they
way
just-
up
That's not
on
good.
the 4-day journey. And I heard you just peed brown.
I peed a little brown. It was more
Yeah.
like amber colored,
That's
more like iced tea colored.
so scary.
Well, I was a little worried about there's something called rhabdomyolysis that when you do CrossFit or actually a couple fighters have died from it. I actually just found out about that this weekend. That fighters who had been overtrained going into fights and then exerted themselves to extreme during the fight and then died afterwards. A couple of them turned out to have had rhabdomyolysis, which is your muscle tissue breaks down, your liver crashes. Or your kidneys crash, rather. I didn't have that. I was just dehydrated.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. Because
Yeah.
that was pretty gnarly. Tommy
I was
told me that too.
sweating at a rate that I couldn't possibly keep up with, just trying to rehydrate normally.
You guys and the sober fucking October, man.
It went crazy, right?
No, I know.
What was it like being the wife of a person who was involved in this?
I hate it so much. I hate that you guys do this shit.
You know what we're doing next year?
Yeah, and I heard you guys talking about it because I caught that part of the show. Surfing,
Yep. We're gonna,
fucking rad.
We're going to stay on a board longer. Like who stays on the board for the most amount of time in the month?
I love this challenge because I
Like
love
it?
surfing. I learned to do it in my 20s. I'm terrible at it. But it's so incredibly difficult. Have you surfed?
No, not at all. And I'm not going to. I'm not even going to touch it until October. And this is the
Okay,
rule. None of us can
okay.
practice. We can't practice.
Okay.
Yeah. We got to wait till October and then do it.
I will say the ocean's very cold in October, though.
Perfect.
That's the one.
Weed out those pussies.
Are you going to get a special suit? I'm sure they're.
Oh, yeah. I'm
they
going
have
to get a
great suits
special
now.
suit.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one with it's going to have Kevlar in it so the sharks can't eat me.
Yeah. Oh, that's another
Yeah,
thing, dude.
bitch. I'm not getting aided.
Damn!
I'm not getting aided by no big fish. So this is a tentative.
it.
This is a tentative challenge. But I have to say, this last one, your husband Tommy Buns is the one who
hate
came up with the fitness challenge.
Yeah.
And it was only like the last couple days before October. Like we hadn't really decided on what we were going to do. In fact, we were even thinking about repeating our 15 yoga class thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd kind of settled into that. I was like, okay, I can do 15 yoga classes, and we kind of decided that that's what we were going to do. And then out of nowhere, your husband goes, "Hey, I've been doing this fitness thing. I wear this app. Maybe we could just see who gets the most points for a month." I'm like, okay. I didn't think anything of
You
it.
weren't excited about that idea.
I thought it would be fun, like whatever, it'd be fine.
Sure.
But I didn't think it would be a psycho battle to the death.
Well,
That it became really quick.
I'll tell you what was as a spouse of the sobriety part's not too difficult for Tommy.
Yeah.
It's the time away from the family. It's like he would go and be like, "Bye, I'm gonna go hike for 6 hours."
Yeah.
And we live near hills, and I'm like, "There's fucking rattlesnakes and cougars, and you better be
Yeah.
back before sundown, dude."
Yeah.
You know.
Bring a knife.
Yeah, and then he got sick, so he was doing it on antibiotics, which was crazy. I didn't want him to be doing that
He
shit when he
ran
was sick.
13 miles
Yeah.
on antibiotics.
Crazy.
That is bananas.
I know.
That is so hard to do.
I know, but we were like talking about it at breakfast, and he was like, "Well, Joe's gonna be first. There's no question." Like, so it was more about who's gonna be second and third.
Ari was trying to take that first place spot.
No way.
He was doing
never.
all sorts of sneaky tricks. He was trying to bank up his points and try to pretend that that he wasn't a threat. He really was.
Sneaky.
He's super sneaky.
Yeah.
He came close. He came he was the closest to me. And he was the most sneaky. He's definitely the most sneaky.
What do you mean? Like, what's his? How is he sneaky? Like, what was
He
he
would
doing?
say things to me like, "You should just work out normal and see if you beat us. I mean, if you just try to beat us, it'd be too easy." Like, like, yeah, why don't I do that, Ari? Like,
Such
no.
a jerk.
Yeah, I had decided early on that I was going to beat him, but I decided that at first I was like, "This is so stupid. Who gives a shit about this competition? I'm not ruining my life for this thing." I could not live with myself if Bert won. That was a big part of the problem.
Would that really have happened, though?
Could have happened.
Out of all you guys?
You never know. If we fucked off,
Yeah.
see, no one fucked off. Everybody went hard, even Bert. You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
but-
Bert's wife is probably used to him being gone all the time and abandoning the family. She's like, whatever. He's just not here more.
I did a lot of my working out at home, because I have a gym in my house.
Great.
Yeah, so it wasn't. They knew where to find me.
So your wife and your kids were like, oh.
They would come in and make fun of me. Well, like, are you still doing this? Like my 8-year-old especially, she thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's like, you better win. You better win.
Aww.
She'd walk away like, ugh. She thought it was so funny. She's a little comedian, man.
I love it.
She's a funny little fucker.
I love it.
She really is.
You got to raise them sassy girls.
Yeah.
You can't raise them. The princess shit's horrible. You're a princess. Like, oh, no. Don't raise girls to think they're princesses because they're always waiting to be rescued for shit,
Not only that, like that means you're a part of a monarchy and you're oppressing all those peasants.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
Right.
Like this whole I talked to a friend once who was like, this is back in like the 90s, and he was very pro-black. Black guy who's very pro, and he said one of the most ridiculous things any person's ever said. He was talking about black people today. He goes, black people got to understand, back in the day, we were kings.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, well, you couldn't be all kings. I go, listen, do you understand how kings work? There's one person, and that person dominates all these other people with power. And the way they do it is through threat and military, and
Right.
they kill people who oppress them. Like, you don't want to be a king, man.
They're dicks.
You don't, it's one of the most terrible things to be, is a king. Like, you don't even get elected into office.
True.
You're just a king. You have ultimate power. You abuse the shit out of it.
True.
You weren't all kings. Like, you can't be all. You can't say we were kings.
No.
God damn, that's a stupid thing to say.
Well, yeah, because God ordains the king, right? If you
Right.
watch those I love those historical things. I love it. Versailles, I watched that on Netflix, and
Do you ever
whatever.
watch Vikings?
I started to. Yeah, is it good?
It's fucking good.
All right.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna write that one
surprisingly
down.
good. Give it 4 episodes.
Okay.
Because right around episode 4, it really kicks in.
Okay.
So one of our friends had told us. So I watched the first episode. And this show's kind of clunky. And
Yeah.
then episode 2 comes around. Like, By the time episode 4 rolls around, you're like, oh shit.
I like
It's
all
crazy.
that stuff.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
It's
you
good.
could just get executed back then for not the
for
king.
Nothing. Didn't
You're
like
dead.
the way you looked at him. Fuck him up, and that would get people scared,
Yeah.
and that's how you keep power. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's what Putin's doing.
Yeah.
That's what they do in North Korea.
Yeah. Or the king could just be like, you're going to be my new hoe.
Do you know about that
That's it.
Khashoggi guy,
No.
the journalist that got assassinated?
No.
Do you know about this?
No, I've been in a bubble.
A journalist got assassinated by the Saudis. He went into the embassy in Istanbul because his wife. He went to the Turkish embassy because his wife was Turkish and he was trying to get married to her. And the Saudis had sent 15 hitmen to meet him there. They strangled him and dismembered him with bone saws
What?
and carried him out in suitcases. And they brought in a guy who was a forensics expert. He was one of the 15 people. So they brought in someone who would know how to manipulate the data. And the Turkish, apparently, they said that they have video and audio evidence that he was murdered there, but they can't release it because then it'll show the people how they spy on them.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
That's
this
so
today.
crazy.
This is today in 2018.
Yeah.
They killed a journalist. They
Yeah.
didn't like what he was saying.
That's Saudi, though. I
Yeah.
did a military gig in Saudi Arabia right before 2007.
Whoa.
And I actually had 2 passports when I went to go do this military tour, and I didn't know why. And we get to Riyadh, and they go, give them this passport, the second one that we gave you, which was completely blank and just had my personal information. I know. And we go in there, and they go, oh, it's Thursday. It's Chop Chop Thursday. It's a public execution day. Do you guys want to go see it? And I was like, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, kind of curious. On the one hand, no. We couldn't do it because some guy had put a bomb up his butt and blown up a prince or something, so we couldn't go. But yeah, public executions, they want you to see to keep people in line, and it's terrifying. I don't know. Oof. Women can drive now, I hear.
Yay.
It's kind of neat.
But if they fuck a guy, they'll get stoned to death in front of everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
They behead people. They do all kinds of crazy shit to journalists.
Yeah.
They lock bloggers up for life. People have disrespected the crown. It's crazy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, women you can't go to the mall unless a male family member accompanies you.
2018. Yeah.
Yikes.
Fuck. And try getting out of there. We were talking about this, how crazy it is that it's so easy to come here from some countries, like Cuba. All you have to do is get on a raft. You make it to Miami, they're like, you're in, bro.
It's all you have to do
Yeah,
to survive the ride.
They don't send you back to Cuba ever.
That's true, huh? We
Yeah.
don't. What
But
about that Elian Gonzalez? Didn't he get sent back eventually?
That was his parents wanted him back, right? Remember, they had a gun. They fucking had machine guns. The kid was in the closet. Like, what the fuck? Why'd they send him home? There was some circumstances to that.
Yeah, dad was it dad in the old country and mom in this country, and there was a
Someone
custody.
wanted him back.
Yeah, some nonsense.
Something like that. But for the most part, they don't deport you. When
Ugh.
you make it from Miami, or to Miami rather, from Cuba, you're good, bro.
Thank God.
Crazy though, right?
It is crazy.
All you have to do is get on a raft.
And survive.
90 miles.
That's it?
That's it.
How long would that take?
Could take a long ass time. If you're doing a mile an
Days.
hour, it'd take you 90 minutes.
Right, that's
or
not
90, a mile an hour would take you 90 hours rather.
Oh, 90, yeah,
Not
90
minutes.
hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's still a rough
A
journey.
mile an hour, yeah, which is like how fast do you pedal? If you're paddling, how fast can you paddle?
As fast as I can.
Can you paddle a mile an hour?
I have no idea.
That's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Depends on whether or not you're going with the tide, against the tide.
Dude, and then the sun goes down, it's
Yeah.
cold as shit. I
And
mean,
there's sharks.
you've seen Moana.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
Sharks.
Sure.
Fresh water. What are you drinking
Oh,
on
you
your
ain't
journey?
drinking shit. You're gonna try to keep it together. Drink as much as you can before, and then you got to drink your piss.
Yeah, you can once it separates, right? You let it sit.
Just drink it. Just drink it right
You
off
just
the
drink
tap.
it fresh out?
Yeah, what you do is you lie on your back and you bring your ass to you grab your hands behind your ass, bring it to yourself, and just
Stop it.
piss right in your mouth. Don't want to lose any of it. It's precious moisture. In and out, in and out.
Yeah. You ever watch that TV show? Is it Navy SEALs who can survive? You know, they tell one guy goes to the beach, one guy has to go to the mountains or some
Yeah.
shit. I love
I did
that
see
stuff.
that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those shows.
I like
Dual
that.
Survivor. That was one of them. Yeah.
I'd like to learn how to survive. I wouldn't be good at it.
Would you do Naked and Afraid?
No, that's the stupidest one. That's the stupidest fucking show. Why would you want to be naked? You don't need to be. No.
Yeah.
Have ants in your butthole.
Well, there's something about that that's like, okay, this is they've taken it as far as you can take it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're gonna have people survive. Yeah. Like Survivor Man. Yeah. Okay, but have people that don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Good idea. And fucking man, let's make them naked.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Jesus, you don't care about people at all.
At all. Why would you even do that show?
Ratings. Now you get people, and one of them is hot, and the other one's fat and disgusting.
Yeah.
And then you have them naked together.
Well, I like to watch. I used to like Survivor when they put the fat people on the island and then they get real skinny by the end of the show. That was kind of
Yeah.
cool, right? Weight loss show.
That is legit. You get on a fucking island with nothing to eat, you will lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're fat, you actually have an advantage. You
Yes.
have weight to lose.
That's right.
If you're really skinny and you can't. I remember one time someone killed something, like a rabbit or something, and everybody freaked out. People were so mad. Meanwhile,
What
they
are you
could be
supposed-
serving them chicken out of a bucket. No one would say a word.
Right.
It was so stupid. Oh my
Right.
God, he killed that rabbit with a knife. Well,
What are you supposed to eat?
yeah. You don't want him to do that? What do you want, that rabbit to live forever and become an angel? What the fuck is wrong with you? Rabbits live 2 years. My kids had a pet rabbit. They live for like 2. You know what's the worst? Gerbils. Hamsters. They live
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Oh.
We had one that lived for 3. It was a miracle.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And you
the
get all
last 12
attached.
months were incredible. It was an extra year. They didn't give a fuck about that thing. It's like they say they want a hamster. Like, oh, we want a hamster. We want a hamster. Okay, let's get a hamster. We're going to play with it all the time. We promise. Okay. They get it. They pick it up a couple of times. I'm like, fuck this little rat. They
course.
put it right back in the... They have cats and dogs.
Which
know?
are real pets.
Real pets.
Everything else is bullshit pet.
Yeah, it's a bullshit pet.
You can't really play with it. You can't snuggle with a hamster.
Yeah.
You can't teach it to do anything.
Yeah.
The worst, I think, is birds. Why would you
Oh,
have a fucking bird?
Dinosaur. Little cunty ass dinosaur. They don't give a fuck about you.
They shit all over your house if you let them out.
One thing we did do is we raised a hummingbird. We brought it back to health and then released it. We found a hummingbird that was a baby hummingbird that had fallen out of the nest, and it was really tiny. And so we took it in, and we didn't know how long it was going to live. I'm like, man, this thing might die on us. Like, what do we do? And then we had to Google what they eat, and basically they eat sugar water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we basically put sugar and mixed it in with water, and put it in his or her little box.
Don't you gender that hummingbird?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a Zur, and Zur box, and they box, and we fed them, and they them pronouns. And,
Healthy diet, sugar water. Could you imagine?
And we kept it for a month, and then
Oh,
eventually it got to a point where it was kind of hopping around inside the box, and it seemed to be healthy and would let us hold it and everything. It was really crazy, like totally attached to us.
Oh.
And then we let it go and flew away. Like, it was fucked up in the beginning. It couldn't move its wings right. We didn't know what to do, whether it was wounded to the point where we're going to have to take it and get it, fixed somewhere. And, we didn't know.
Damn.
But it lived.
Hey, sorry, how long did you have it?
About a month.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're so crazy. I have a feeder outside the kitchen window, and I love to watch them. I get so excited when they come. It's like,
Strange bird.
makes my day.
They're
They go so fast. How do they go so fast?
Those little tiny wings, too. Their wings are so small. That's what's odd. Like, every bird has like a wingspan, but their wingspan is like half the size of a normal bird's wingspan, and they just go a million miles an hour. And they go left and right and up and down, and they just their ability to change direction is so strange, and hover, like they just hover perfectly in the air and then dart off and then come back and hover. Yeah, it's very unusual design.
Yeah, right? They're so tiny, but I guess that's why they have to move so fast, because the wings are so tiny.
You ever seen one get fucked up by a praying mantis?
No.
That's the darkest shit.
Really?
Praying mantis will hide underneath a bird feeder and just sit there like this and wait. And you're like, how that praying mantis can't fuck up that bird? It's smaller than the bird. Oh yes, they can. You never seen it? You want to see it?
No, I'd love to see it.
We'll put it up. Yeah, praying mantises regularly kill hummingbirds.
I did not know.
They climb up to the nest. They climb up to the feeder, and they just sit and wait. And because they look like sticks, and they blend in with the color of the tree they're on, because they camouflage their color. Mm-hmm. Here, watch this. Look at this motherfucker.
Look at him.
Look at him, just hanging out there, totally frozen. And these birds don't have any idea what's going on. It seems like he kind of. Oh no! That's a wrap, son.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
No, and the hummingbird is so much faster than him.
It doesn't matter. It only has to be fast for a second. Fuck. It only has to clamp down those jaws.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Oh, the person's saving it. The person saved it. Well, that person's an asshole.
You're right, because that's the order of things. Oh, look at you.
But he kind of gave away his punch. He's really like telegraphing his moves.
I know.
You're supposed to get out of there. You see this shit happening? Just get out of there, you stupid ass bird.
We have an owl in our backyard, and one of the coolest things is when the sun goes down, we sit in the backyard and we watch that fucker come out of the big tree that it lives in, dude. You ever seen an owl come out to hunt?
Yeah.
Just whoa, whoa. It just swoops through the backyard, and you're like, dude, he's out. He's going to catch some shit tonight.
Yeah.
Boy. Some rabbits are going to die. Put your dogs away.
They keep the rat population down, too.
Yeah, we got lots of those because we have fruit trees. So the fucking rats.
Look at this praying mantis jacking this hummingbird. They regularly eat hummingbirds. But the thing is, if you look at the size of the hummingbird and the size of the praying mantis, you would go, there's no way. Where's it going to eat it? It can't even. There's not even enough room in its body.
That's a good point. And the beak, it's so hard.
They don't give a fuck. Praying mantises are just. We are so lucky they're little. If they were big like German shepherds, we would be fucked. They would just eat us.
We're lucky dogs are as dopey as they are. When you're especially talking about how dumb they are, they're afraid of your judgment. Yeah, they could eat us. Your dog's big enough. If it were sinister.
Marshall, he's a golden retriever.
Oh, they're the best.
He's not eating anybody.
But if his brain were more developed as a predator.
If he was a rat that big, if he was that big and he was a ferocious rat and I was in the subway and I saw him, I would be so scared.
Dude, we got rats. Do you have rats in your...
Oh, we definitely get rats, yeah.
I hate them so much. I have a guy that comes, my rat guy, puts down all the fucking traps. We had one get into an AC unit in one of the guest bedroom, and it stunk like shit.
Yeah, we had one too. It died in the wall. And we started having all these flies that came in through the room, and we were trying to figure out, how's this fly getting in here? And we realized there was something dead in the wall. Because it was stinking.
Yes.
And we had to just wait for it to rot away.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess what's the alternative? You punch through the
Had to go
wall.
through the wall.
Fuck that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's the only alternative. Rat died in the wall, son.
So nasty.
Oof.
You ever caught one with a trap?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Caught a lot of them.
Yeah. What kind of trap you use?
The kind that hurt.
Snappers? Old
Snappers,
school?
old
Yeah,
school.
snappers are the best, actually.
You know, a fucked up story? I was
Yeah.
in Encino, and I was renting this house for a while, and I killed a rat. And it was a big boy. Big fat boy. And I was like, Jesus, look at that thing. And I was like, I'm going to go to bed. In the morning, I'll clean it up. I went to bed. I came back in the morning. He was eaten. The only thing that was left is his tail. They ate the entire rat. The rats are full-on cannibals.
I didn't know that. The other rats will eat the dead guy.
100%. Instantly.
Savage.
They ate him down to the tail.
Motherfucker.
There was nothing left. Down to the tail. Even rats won't eat a rat's tail. Like, that shit's nasty.
gross.
We should serve rat's tails on Fear Factor.
Right.
Even rats won't eat it. They're like, nah, I'm good,
I'm
bro.
good.
I'll
Yeah.
stick with garbage and assholes.
Yeah. They're so nasty.
They ate everything. The guts. They ate the head. They ate everything. They just chewed through the rat head. There was like almost nothing
Skull?
left. Yeah, they were eating bones. There was almost nothing left.
Rats
It was
are...
so disturbing.
Oh!
Yeah, there's a rat eating another rat. Look at that. Cannibal rats filmed eating fellow rodents. Yeah, they eat the shit out of each other. They have no problem with that.
And once they're in your house, you're screwed. Once you see those droppings, now you're fucked. You got to find out how they're getting into the house. You got to caulk it up or whatever with that shit. Oh, it's the worst, man.
Yeah,
So
well,
the weasels always get in.
it's one of the reasons why it's good to have coyotes around. It's one of the reasons why
Yes.
it's good to have owls. All those things, hawks, all those things keep the rat population down. So if people run around killing hawks and owls and you know, there was also a problem with people that leave out poison because they leave out poison for the rats, and the rats eat the poison, and then the owls eat the rats, and they get poisoned, they die.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's an issue.
That's no good.
Yeah.
We have coyotes, too. They come out in broad daylight.
Yeah, you got to be careful of those little fuckers around your kids.
Oh, yes, and around
Yeah.
our little dogs, too. We have little shitty dogs
Yep.
that can eat, too.
Yep.
Kids,
Yeah.
too, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They'll bite your fucking kids. Yeah. I mean, if no one's around, you know, if you leave a kid in the yard, 3-year-old kid, mommy has to take a shit. Be right back.
I do that all
Come
the
back
time.
out. Come back out to a half-eaten kid.
I take my kid with me to take a shit. I put him
You
on my
have to.
lap when I shit.
You have to.
Of course. I'm not going to let my kid be alone.
Yeah.
No way. 3-year-olds get into everything.
Especially with fucking animals. Animals out there. Oof. That's dark. That's the weird thing. Like, those coyotes are they're predators that are wandering. You know, we had a big issue with them because we have chickens, and they started killing some of our chickens. But then we realized we're targeted. Like, our yard is targeted by these little tiny wolves. It's very strange. It's little wild creatures that are sneaky and smart.
And they can jump over walls, too. Forget it, man.
They jump over walls like nothing. Like, 6-foot
know.
fence, they bounce to the top of the fence, then bounce over it like it's not even there.
Don't give a fuck.
They're elegant.
I know.
The way they move, it's really kind of beautiful to watch.
Yep. They look like just dogs. Like, I'll see them in the neighborhood. I'm like, oh, shit, that's a coyote, dude. Like, at first,
Yeah.
you're like, is that someone's dog? And then you just see them kind of skulking. They just,
Yeah.
oh, I like them.
Do you?
I like looking at them, but then I know what they're capable of. And you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they will eat your dog for sure. They've eaten a lot
Definitely.
of dogs.
I had a friend, she had her dog eating right in front of her. She had a little Maltese, lived out in Westlake Village. In the broad daylight, she was just standing in the backyard with the little Maltese, and a coyote just came and snatched it up right in front of her and just went away with it. And you're like, there goes my dog, broad daylight.
Wow.
We got 2 little shits. I don't let them run around in the
Did she
yard.
freak out?
Yeah, of course. She was devastated. She was traumatized. Love that dog, you know. It's, you know, a Maltese is essentially a lap dog. You're not training that thing to do much else other than sleep with you and love you.
Right.
So it's a member of the family, and
Yeah. So sad.
it's like this fucking coyote snatches it up. It's crazy.
It's hard out there for a coyote, though. You catch
They
that
gotta
little
eat.
fat dog slipping.
Yeah,
This stupid cunty dog getting fed by these people.
that's right. But they won't fuck with Marshall, right? Like, he's too big.
He's too big. Yeah, he's too big.
Maybe 2 of them could try to take him down.
They might. Yeah. I mean, if they felt like he wasn't going to do anything about it, they felt like he was submissive, or they felt like they could just get a hold of him, you know, who knows? They've definitely killed dogs as big as him before. You know? Mountain lions love them. They would love a dog that size.
For sure.
It's a lot of food. Yeah.
But you think coyotes sense that submissiveness, that
I don't know. I think,
inability?
I used to have a much bigger dog, but he died. He was a Mastiff. He was 13 years old. We just put him to sleep a few months ago.
Sorry.
It was bad at the end. We probably should have done it earlier because at the end he literally couldn't walk into the house to eat. Like he was in the yard, and when I'd try to call him in for dinner, he couldn't walk. Like it was awful. He would struggle to stand up, and then he would take like a half a step and pause, another half a step and pause, and his legs were shaking. I mean, he was a beautiful dog. Like so sweet, like such a like Mastiffs are so kind, they're like so calm. It was so hard watching him struggle, because he was like breathing heavy and his mouth was open. He was like, and he'd take a step and he'd be in agony, and he was just so old. For a Mastiff, 13 is so old.
Right, because the bigger dogs, they don't live as long, right?
They live like 8,
Yeah.
9 years old. For him to be 13, like the vet was pretty shocked. They're like, wow, this dog is old for a Mastiff.
They're They're big. Bert's got one of those, right?
Yeah, he's got one.
Priscilla.
Yeah.
They're fucking big. They guard vampires.
Do they? They protect you from vampires,
No,
or they guard for the vampires?
In the Anne Rice books, they're always guarding vampires. They guard the vampires while they sleep.
That's right. Those books were fucking good. Anne Rice went wacky and became a Christian at the end of
I know.
Yeah.
I've heard this. I saw her on a flight once, and then I Googled her, and she's writing Christian stuff. And she also wrote a bunch of S&M books under a pseudonym. It's all about spanking. A lot of spanking. It's very odd. Yes. I had to read all of it.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is it about women and vampires?
Oh, sure.
What's that?
I'll tell you, it's the same. It's control and power, and I think similar to 50 Shades of Grey, which I tried giving that a read too, and I was like, nah, that's kind of stupid.
You're too smart for that.
I don't know. I like dumb shit. Believe me.
You don't like shit that dumb, though.
I tried. I really
dumb
tried.
shit.
I try to see what the deal is. I always try to see why people are drawn to stuff. I think it's a power thing. So the vampire comes and takes control of you, and you're totally submissive. And somewhere, I think in the female, whatever DNA in our makeup, to have someone totally care for you and give your power to them, I think is part of that. Freedom. It's also a metaphor for sexual liberation. So maybe in a time when women couldn't be sexually free, the vampire is a metaphor for a loss of control and sexual desire and stuff. I don't know. That's my theory. Same with the Shades of Grey. Mostly it was like housewives kind of are repressed. It's a repressed sexual thing.
Yeah,
because it wasn't that risque. At that
he was
point.
like a billionaire guy who liked to spit in their mouth and shit and do that kind of stuff.
I don't remember
Didn't
that
he do stuff
part.
like that?
I don't. I just know she had 500 orgasms the first time she ever had sex with him.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I know that is right.
Spit on. Go ahead, try it out. Spit on me.
Piss on me, beat me.
Come on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that word? The fake word that he said?
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, yeah.
So her pen name wrote a book in 1985 called Exit to Eden. That was one of the sadomasochist books that was turned into a movie. Do you remember this movie?
No.
Starring Dan Aykroyd.
No.
And
Dan Aykroyd did it.
Oh, I do with Rosie
Rosie
O'Donnell.
O'Donnell.
That's right. But it was a comedy, right?
Yeah, that's not.
Was it supposed to be a comedy?
I mean, it was based off the story, so I think Gary Marshall might have turned it into a comedy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
that is bizarre. Did you know that she played a slow person?
Yes. Yes.
Sorry. Have you discussed this already?
No, I haven't. But Sean Penn has also played a slow person. But no one has quite done it the way Ben Stiller did. Did you see that people were getting mad because some football player went as Simple Jack?
Shaun White, the snowboarder.
Snowboarder.
Shaun White.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But not just him. There's a couple other people that went as Simple Jack for Halloween. And they were getting like, you can't go as Simple Jack anymore. You can't be a simple person.
Huh.
Like simple character, like dumb characters are now out the window. You can't be that anymore. What happened? What's going on with us?
I don't know.
Some weird new rules are like popping up out of nowhere. Like, wait, what?
But wasn't Simple Jack a parody of the thing? Like it's a joke on a joke to
Yes.
play Simple Jack. It's not
Yes.
that he's actually portraying a realistic portrayal of.
Right. Right. Simple
mentally
Jack was a
challenged person.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in the movie, Simple Jack was a
Right.
character in a movie. Wasn't like an actual person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's a
Yeah,
joke.
see, there it is.
Right.
Once upon a time, there was a retard. Wow. Is that what it said in the
Oh
movie?
It's a fake movie though. But
Wow.
I like the log line.
See,
It's
that's
pretty
not
good.
that long ago. And here's the thing. That movie also, that's all from Tropic Thunder. That movie is
Yeah.
also the last time
Yeah.
anyone's allowed to wear blackface.
Yes.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. It's over now.
That's right.
Like if Robert Downey Jr. tried to wear blackface in Tropic Thunder 2, imagine. Just imagine the blowback.
Oh boy, all the hurt feelings.
What happened? Christina, what
You're
happened?
asking me this? This
I'm
is
confused.
this enormous question of what happened.
Yeah. I'm hoping you have a fresh take on it.
I'll tell you. Want to know what I think it is? Really?
Yes.
Okay. I think since Donald Trump became the leader, and I think some people are so triggered by Daddy, right? Daddy's a little narcissistic at times. Daddy's not very socially conscious at times. And I think that's affected, because if you say anything kind of insensitive, then it's in a line with that regime, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even though I don't identify with everything Trump stands for. I like inappropriate humor.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I align with him, but I think because he doesn't give any sensitivity to these groups that are marginalized, it makes the marginalized people upset.
I also think that people have realized that you can get people in trouble by pointing out the fact they're insensitive, and you can come down on them hard.
Yeah.
And when you do, they move, things happen. There's like a reaction. Yeah, this is happening.
What's interesting is the impulse to destroy.
Yes.
It's not just, it started with shaming.
Fire them.
Yes.
Take away their income.
Make
them lose their house.
Disappear.
Yes.
Louis C.K. banished,
Go
gone.
away forever.
Right.
I'm not ready for you to come back yet.
Right. Redemption. And when is redemption allowed? How soon? Has he repented enough? Do we feel like he's earned that? There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And then who's accused? What are the grounds for accusation?
Yes.
What's enough? What's enough evidence? Just somebody saying something.
It's good enough. Believe all women.
Which I believe, obviously. I mean, who the fuck, But then again, there are people who are lying, who do say
For
things
sure.
aren't true. Yeah.
But that believe all women thing, like, what about Casey Anthony? Believe her?
Right.
You know? What
Well,
about Tanya
yeah.
Harding? Believe her? No, right?
You saw the movie, didn't
Yeah.
you see the movie?
There's
It was
a-
so funny.
There's a lot of them you shouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're people.
Yeah, exactly.
You never met a liar with a vagina? That's outrageous. They have vaginas too. Liars is a whole separate breed.
Yeah.
They're non-gender specific.
That's right. Oh, that's
Yes,
interesting.
They're non-binary.
They are not binary. The
Yeah,
liars
are just liars. You
Yeah.
know? It's like, I mean, it's not like murderers. You know, murderers are predominantly male.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is fucking true. What's up with that?
Testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long history of killing people. It's only been within the last couple hundred years you get in trouble for it.
Testosterone. That's true. Actually, yes, that's true,
Yeah.
right?
It used to be not that big a deal to kill people.
No.
You know, they killed each other.
Right.
People had duels. I mean, there was a president that had a duel.
Which one?
I forget which one.
Jackson?
One of the presidents had a fucking duel while he was in office.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
But I think you guys kill because you can. Physically, you can. Like right now, you could reach across this table and snap my neck because you're way bigger than me and way stronger than me. I could poison
But
you.
men kill each other, too. They kill each other when each other are the same size.
Yeah.
They kill people that are bigger than them. There's a lot of... It's a history of people killing people. People get in trouble. They're in the way. They're a problem. They're always they're starting all sorts of shit. They won't let you sleep, and you're like, God damn it! I'm gonna just stab this motherfucker. And that's how men handle things or have handled
Or
things.
sociopaths, rather.
Yes.
The sociopathic ones.
Yes, but I think particularly when it's more common, it becomes a cultural sort of artifact. Like murder and violence becomes a part of life. Like if you lived in ancient Rome, for instance, and you got to the Colosseum and you watch people get chopped up with swords and eaten by lions, and then most people are I mean, there's a lot of murder taking place out in the streets, and few people got caught for anything. Like, what kind of? I mean, you'd have to be like right there to catch someone doing something to actually
That's
catch
true,
them.
yeah.
No fingerprints, no DNA, no understanding of anything. I mean, who the fuck knows who killed anybody? And people are just getting away with it left and right. I mean,
Well,
what is this?
Oh,
Who's
it's-
this?
Alexander Hamilton, Aaron Burr.
Uh-huh.
Burr was the sitting vice president at the time.
He fought the vice president?
Aaron Burr was, yeah. And Alexander Hamilton was the former secretary of the Treasury, I believe, at the time. And they were political rivals.
Whoa. Political rivals, and they had a duel.
Yeah.
And who won?
Burr.
Burr won?
Yeah.
And how did he win? He
Mortally wounded, shot him.
killed him?
Yeah.
damn,
There's a bunch
homie.
of like artist renderings of whatever it looked like. I don't know how many
Isn't that
people were
crazy? They would stand like 10 paces. They would walk away from each other and then shoot each other.
Yeah, but see, does that seem like a fair thing? It's just really who's quicker on the draw. It's not really who's stronger or more
Yeah.
like an elegant fighter. I don't know. You judge fights all the time.
Well, they wanted to kill each other. That's the thing. It's like, so let's figure out a way where we can kill each other or try to kill each other, and we make an agreement on how it works. It's really stupid.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's really stupid. Like, you shouldn't tell someone that you want to kill. The idea was like to make it so that either guy had a fair chance. It's fair killing.
Right.
Do you know that some states, like particularly Washington State, have mutually agreed combat laws?
No.
Yeah. So, like, if you and Jamie just decided to fuck each other up,
Okay.
I think it might have to be girl on girl or boy on boy. But if Jamie just said to me, like, dude, I'm tired of your bullshit. I want to fuck you up. And I'd be like, I want to fuck you up too. And we just decided and agreed cops will stand by and let them beat the shit out of each other.
I kind of respect that.
Some Old West type shit about that, right?
Well, I will say, knowing what I know about males, it's kind of the way, at least growing up in the time I did, that's how guys sorted shit out, right?
Yeah.
Some guy was giving you some static, you put him in his place, and then the beef is over, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to have to do that. The problem with that kind of shit is, what if that guy can kick your ass and he's giving you some static? Like, what are you going to let
Right.
him beat you up now?
That's true.
You know, like, you don't want to have to fight someone or even have to know how to fight or have to be in a position where you might get fucked up by a guy just because he likes to talk a lot. Like, God damn,
Talk
this
some
guy's
shit.
talking me into some sort of a beef, and he doesn't mind if he gets his brains punched in. He's already stupid.
That's
And-
true. That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
God, being a man's terrible.
What's better, being a man or being a woman?
Well, I will say in terms of power, being a dude, listen, white guys rule everything. It's going to be that way for a minute longer until these fucking old Supreme Court guys kick it. You know what I mean?
Do you think that's what's gonna change everything?
Well, I think whoever controls the money and the power,
First
the
you get the money,
government, and then you get the power.
then you get the power.
Yes, it's actually true, right? That's real power. You know what I'm saying? Who
yeah.
controls industry and who controls the government. So until that changes.
Do you think those Supreme Court guys and gals get together and go to one of them eyes wide shut parties?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes. Yes. What is that? The
Bohemian Grove,
Illuminati.
like that kind of shit. Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started to watch a documentary on the Freemasons on Netflix. Most boring fucking thing I ever saw. I had to tap out after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's like a legit organization where a bunch of nerds get together and like do
Yeah, they're real
rituals.
nerdy.
Yeah, it's not even exciting.
I met a Freemason in Houston. He was trying to tell me all about it. I fell asleep.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
What? Are you still talking?
Although we have a handshake, and you're like,
We
dude,
got a
where's,
secret pyramid. and
Yeah.
Inside that pyramid's an eye, and that eye represents the eye of Horus.
yeah, where's the witchcraft? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get weird, man. But you know about that the public execution stuff you were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
There's that book by Foucault, you know, the old French philosopher. He talked about the scaffold scenes and whether or not they worked as deterrent for people committing crimes. So now we don't have public execution, but we do shit behind closed doors, right? We don't hang somebody, but we quietly give somebody a lethal injection, and it's all very civilized, right, to kill somebody. But I wonder which worked better. Is the public deterrent thing of like, hey, dude, you steal some shit? Because look at Saudi Arabia. They'll cut your fucking hand off
Right.
if you,
Steal
steal.
something.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if the public versus the private punishment, if that ever really works on weirdos.
Yeah.
Would it stop men from murdering?
I mean, I think people that do it get caught up in what they would call crimes of passion, right?
Oh, I don't like that.
Like they get caught up in this moment and they just can't help themselves and they want to kill someone more than they want to be free. They just want to kill us motherfuckers. They deal with that law shit later. Right now, I got a rock and that dude's got a head. I need to connect this rock to that guy's fucking head. What's this?
Last public hanging in Kentucky in 1936.
Jesus.
Look how many people showed up.
Whoa.
See, humans like that stuff. We
love
like
it.
to see it.
They love it. Look at those guys climbing up on trees and shit in the background. Look at that. I got a good look. Can't see from back here.
There's one other one too. Is this? This was in France, 1939. It's a guillotine on the street, basically.
And you know what? The guillotine, that it wasn't a clean cut the first time, and they'd have to do it a few times.
Oh, really?
Not always a good. They had to. You always hoped for a sharp blade. Yeah.
That's the last public execution in France?
Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah.
What year was that?
1939.
Whoa.
That's like recent.
39? Whoa. Was there video of
This
this?
says he was a German criminal. I don't
Piece
think
of
there'd
shit.
be video.
Cut his head off. Wow, that's
Could be, I guess.
crazy.
What do
Look
you
how they
say?
have the box standing there.
2 peoples ago, Joe, was your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, the United States was founded 3 peoples ago. That's true.
That's crazy.
That's what's hard
nothing.
to really understand how much cultural evolution has taken place just during our lifetime. It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine. What year were you born?
76.
Could you imagine if you had a time machine and you can go back to 1976 and just wander around the streets and see what people were like? You're like, oh my God, you guys are children. You don't know shit. You have no internet. You barely read.
I know.
What do you
There is
do?
video. Sorry. There's
What's
video
that?
Of
There's
this.
a video of
It's
that.
not really
Oh.
good video, but
Let's see it. Look at all these people. Gather around. Gather around. Fixing to drop the hammer. Oh, here it is.
Oof.
Oh, they get him in there. Get in there, bitch.
It's a German.
Ready? And chunk.
Ah, oh! On one take. Good job.
Ooh, do that again. Show that again.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get him in there and
Bam!
boom. That is a crazy way to kill someone.
Yes.
Leave it to the French.
Well, it's efficient. I think that's
the
why.
guillotine.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what we do. It's a machine. We do not do it with our hands. We do it with the machine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, back to your statement, I often find myself, because I'm 42 years old, and I do find myself being like, the world has changed completely since I was a kid growing up in the 80s and in the 90s, especially
Yeah.
in the last decade, even just from the time I started doing stand-up and the audiences and how you have to adjust kind of how you're doing comedy to how it's received. Yeah. I mean, just even this thing,
Phones.
this is bananas.
Yeah.
I have a computer right here and I can watch movies. I can Google anything I want.
Yeah.
I can find my way home. Remember when you had to like remember how to get home?
How about when it tells you you're 22 minutes from home? Like, bitch, you don't know where I live.
Yeah. How do you know I was going there?
It tells you where you stop every night.
I
You're
know.
like, no, that ain't my home. That's my side piece's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what if your husband looked at you, hey, why does it say you're only 15 minutes from home? We live a half an hour from here.
know.
Because that's that side dick. That side dick 15 minutes away.
Right. I mean, cheating now, you've got to be, you've got to have a burner, right? I mean, because your wife could just fucking.
I think if you're cheating today, you're a reckless individual. If you're
You pretty
using
much
your
wanna get caught.
phone, if you're using your phone and cheating, ooh, reckless person.
Crazy talk.
Ooh, reckless person. Yeah, but if you got a burner phone, people are like, what's up with that Kmart phone?
Oh, your wife's going to find
Where'd
that.
you get that fucking CVS flip phone you got?
Oh, and by the way, I heard you guys talking
Mm-hmm.
about me not being right or die with Segura.
Yeah, well, you're going to turn him in.
I'll turn him in a hot second. That crime
For
of passion.
murder. Yeah.
No. Here's my problem.
Okay.
I'd be ride or die when it came to premeditated under the condition of somebody's threatening my family. But let's say he goes to Starbucks and the barista gets his order wrong, which is the scenario we discussed, and then he snaps and kills the barista. That's the shit I'm talking about, where I'm like, oh, this person's crazy. Like, you've turned a corner mentally.
Well, how bad the guy fuck up the order?
Good point. Yeah.
I mean, what if you said sugar-free and it clearly has sugar in it,
Right.
right?
Right. Or non-fat.
Yeah.
And he gives you a whole fat half calf. How much anxiety do you get when you go to Starbucks and the barista makes someone else's order before yours that ordered after you? Do you know what I mean? Like they call that person's name. I get so fucking angry.
I drink coffee.
Yeah. Oh, just
Coffee.
drip.
Yeah. Give me a grande coffee, please.
You don't
Which
do
roast? The dark one, whatever. Just give me fucking coffee. That's what I get. I get a cup of coffee. I put some cream in it, and I'm good.
You don't do pumpkin spice?
I don't fuck with any of this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
But
pretty good.
my wife does drink vanilla lattes that are sugar-free with heavy cream. Heavy cream instead of milk.
That's interesting.
Pretty goddamn good. And they're sugar-free.
Oh, that's
Those
nice.
are goddamn good.
Yeah,
Those
I'd
are
do
good.
that.
But they're not coffee. It's like a drink. You're drinking a drink. It's like a milkshake
Yeah,
almost.
a lot of calories.
Warm. Yeah, a lot of calories. It's good before you work out. We drank one of those. I drank one of those this morning before I hit the hills.
Is she on the same diet you are?
She was on keto for a while. But now she got off of that, but she might get back on it again. We were here last night. I went running today, and I was hobbling because we were drunk bench pressing last night. And
So stupid.
while drunk bench pressing,
You guys are
I pulled a
maniacs.
muscle in my leg.
Of course you do.
Like they're like, how many times do you think you can press 225? I'm like, a lot. Give me that, you pussies. Like we were so drunk, and I bench pressed 225 pounds like 11 times, and on the 11th time I felt something go in my leg. I was like, ooh, what is this? But I ignored it. It seemed fine. I was walking around, everything was fine. But then running today was not fine. As soon as I was running, as soon as I got on the hills and then I was pushing it, I was like, oh, I fucked something up in my leg. Drunk bench pressing. Like, that's it.
You're
Like,
so crazy. You're back to exercising already.
oh, I was exercising 2 days afterwards. Yeah, but not as much. I mean, I ran the hills today. That was kind of hard. But now I'm fucked. I really am limping. I got to figure out what this is.
Yeah. Well, plus on hills, it's uneven terrain and there's rocks and shit, right? It can't be good for your knees and.
No, that's not a problem.
Oh.
My knees were sore for. My knees were a little sore. My feet were sore. My ankles were sore because there's a lot of pounding, a lot of running,
Yes.
and I take my dog. That's how he stays chill.
That's right.
If he runs with me a couple miles a day, he's so chill. He's just relaxed. If he doesn't, he's like, "What are we doing, man? We can't just sit around this fucking house.
Yeah.
We gotta do something."
That's what Cesar Milan says. You got to tire him out.
yeah,
Calm submissive energies.
yeah.
When
Is
they
that what
are
he says?
calm submissive energy. And if they work out, then they're chill and you can tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Easier.
No, that's definitely true.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
my dog's pretty young. He's only he'll turn 2 next month.
Oh,
So he's basically a pup still.
So cute.
Super sweet.
Yeah, he's a gorgeous dog.
He's a sweetie. He's the sweetest of sweeties. He's a really good dog.
You know, I was listening to Ari talk some shit on the your wrap up show, whatever, from Sober October, and it's so funny when he's like, "Well, these two are obese." He's like,
Yeah.
"I just eat normal," which is so true. Right? Like
Yeah.
he eats. What is fucking Ari? Is he on the
He
keto?
eats normal. No, he's normal. He was fat at one point in time.
No.
Yeah, he had a sugar problem. He was eating candy like all the time, and then he realized he had a candy problem. Ari's very smart.
Yes,
he
he is.
recognizes he has problems and he fixes them, and that's something that Fat Bert doesn't do. That's why Ari's better than Bert.
Ari, he did change his life. I mean, like we kind of started at the same time in comedy. I didn't really know him until much later. But yeah, I remember him being kind of a fuck up, and then he turned his shit around, and
Yep.
that's
yeah.
pretty amazing.
Well, he did a lot of different things.
Sorry, Ari. No disrespect.
No,
he's
he did
successful now. So
He's also doing it his way. Like really, truly doing it his way. Like he's got no one that tells him what to do. And then he's going to keep it that way. He doesn't have any expensive taste at all. He wears
know.
normal clothes. He doesn't even own a fucking watch. You know, he's like, why would I have a watch? I can see the time. It's on my phone. When was the last time you were somewhere where you couldn't find the time?
yeah, on his flip phone.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have like a nice phone.
He doesn't want one because as he realizes he gets addicted to social media. He gets
Yeah.
addicted to like Googling things and tweeting and all that shit. He just can't do it. He can't handle it.
Yeah,
You just have, I get it, but you just have to have discipline.
I agree. Yeah,
For me, I can, I don't have a problem not looking at my phone for hours at a time. I think you got to just decide that that's how you live.
Yeah.
You don't just live checking your phone constantly.
Because so you and I grew up in a time where we didn't compulsively check our phones.
Yeah.
And now I've had to learn to give a shit about it. Like, what email came in? Woo.
Yeah.
But imagine our children who are, this is just I was listening to you talk to Elon Musk about how this is like an extension. Technology will just grow into a human being, right? Like,
well, my
chips in our
daughter's
brains
friends,
and-
my 10-year-old daughter's friend, all of them have phones except for like 2 or 3 of them.
10.
Yeah.
What
10.
what are they doing at 10? Is it social media?
This one girl, my wife always jokes. She goes, when you see her, she'll have a phone in her hand. She always has a phone in her hand. She never puts that fucking phone down. She stares at that phone while she's talking to her friend. She's playing with things. She goes, this is why I don't want our kids to have phones. And then we meet her at Starbucks. She's looking at her phone. Oh, hi. It's like a scene in a movie. She's like, hi, how are you? And she's looking at her phone, checking things. Like they're texting each other back and forth constantly at 10. They're manipulating each other. Like one of them will say something to get the other one's goat, and then she'll go radio silent on her. Like, oh, you little cunt. You learn how to do that at 10?
Oh, girls,
They're fucking with each other at 10.
dude, that's normal though. That girl evil shit, you learn to you do that stuff early, but with this, it's even more insidious. You can't have a group of 3 girls because one's going to be out all the time. It's just what girls do. It's evil
Why
shit.
is that? Why do girls do that?
Well,
What's the evolutionary biology solution? Like, what is the cause, the root?
right. One is your ally, one is your enemy.
Well,
I don't know.
you're gonna fuck her husband because you want that new dick and you want those
hold on.
sperm for the eggs. So you
I
gotta,
want to fuck that other, my friend's husband. No, I think
Some
it's
of
a
'em
threat.
do.
The other bitches are a threat.
Right. Yeah. Other bitches are a threat.
Yeah.
But they're a threat because they want to fuck your husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you gotta like figure out a way to manipulate them.
Yeah.
Keep
yeah,
them
yeah,
nervous. Keep those hoes in check.
That's right.
Make them fuck up.
So you keep one hoe close to you, you trust.
Yep,
you
yep,
keep
yep.
the other bitches out.
That's right.
Damn.
Now I'm talking. Yeah. Psychology.
It's fascinating.
But with men too, there's guys that will fuck your wife, There's guys that will move on them. Say, yeah, look, I don't want to be that guy, but you deserve better than Tommy. He's just a bad guy. I've had
Oh
friends,
my God.
I've had friends in the past do that. And
To
then-
your lady?
Yeah. And then they'd go straight to me and tell me.
Hell
And then
yeah.
I'd go to the guy. I'd go, I guess we're not friends, huh? I thought we were friends. You fucking weasel.
Damn.
Dude, listen, I'm friends with her too. Fuck you. There's certain guys that are like that. There's certain guys that just like, I had a friend when I was growing up who always wanted to fuck the girlfriends of other guys. And then if those guys broke up with the girl, he would immediately fuck them. I'm like, dude, he's your friend. He goes, oh, she's free. She's free now. Free market.
What are those called? Are those hyenas where they prey on the carcass? What animal
yeah.
preys on the carcass? They're
Scavengers.
They're scavengers. They're waiting. They're just
Yeah.
waiting for that
Yep.
breakup. That guy is always around, and he's the guy you're friends with for a while, for like a
Yeah.
few years, and he acts cool, and then the minute you break up,
Yeah, he moves in.
yeah, dude, he's the shoulder you cry on. It took me a few years to learn that guy. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, you're not my friend, dude.
How about the ones that are supposed to be your friend?
That's yeah,
And they're playing like they're your friend, but really they're just waiting for a moment
Yeah.
to slip it in.
yeah.
It's going to be a time when
Yeah.
she's vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's going to be a time.
I always it shows if there's a guy and a girl together, and I'm like, oh, are you on a date? No, he's just my friend. I'm like, oh, bitch,
Oh.
he wants to fuck you.
He does, but some girls know it, and they just keep that guy around because he'll drive them to the mall and
Oh.
he'll fucking take them to dinner. And we just went out with Mike. He's a sweetie. Meanwhile, Mike is just beating off with his finger up his ass, thinking about you. And poor Mike.
With his finger in his ass, double.
Yeah. I just fucking one
Yeah.
in the asshole. Two of them are grabbing the balls like a bowling ball. One's in the asshole. And he's angry when he's coming. Shit! Fuck! Shit!
Men are so nasty. Y'all are so damn nasty.
Angry that it's not working
Yeah.
out. Fucking shit! And then she texts him after he comes. She's just looking at us like, no, we're not friends. Not friends.
It's terrible.
Sad,
I can't wait
sad.
to shut it down, though.
Shut it down.
I can't wait to hit
shut it
menopause.
down.
Just shut
Really?
it all. Let me tell you how much work it is. Like, especially when you hit your 40s. I gotta do Pilates twice a week. I gotta eat the fucking primal. I'm on the primal diet, so
Ah.
I don't eat anything.
Primal Blueprint. Mark
Yes.
Sisson's diet. Yeah. He's a sponsor of this show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's been on the podcast for a couple times.
Yes,
Great guy.
I was trying to. I have like baby brain. I was trying to listen to the vegan doctor versus the.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and
Chris Crusher.
Yeah. I have to listen in pieces because it's pretty intricate, you know.
It's very intense. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, anyway, the point being, I can't wait to shut it the fuck down. And
Really?
Just, and just wear like culottes and Birkenstocks.
Are you gonna wear Crocs ever?
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna wear Crocs.
Really? With
Yeah.
socks or no socks?
Socks, because my feet get real sweaty, you know.
Yeah.
And then when I get real short haircut, like just
Really?
above the
Like
ears. The Nanette, yes.
Yeah. Or like
dude.
that Ashley Rose. What's her name? Amber Rose?
Oh, she's so
No.
pretty though.
No, the other one. Amber Rose is the hot one.
Yeah.
But then the other one, Ruby Rose.
I don't know that one.
She's the one who played the hitman in the John Wick movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. John
I
Wick
like,
2.
I like those movies a lot, man.
I love John Wick movies.
You can't fuck with no man's dog.
Can't kill a man's dog.
Yeah, dude.
It's going to kill everybody you know.
Yeah, I respect
Cute
that.
little puppy.
Yeah,
You beat it to death.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
her.
she's gorgeous. Yeah,
Yeah.
She and I have the same acting teacher.
Do you?
I've seen her
You have an
leave.
acting teacher?
I have a coach that I go to before auditions.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good move.
Yeah. I'm not great
But
at
at this point, like with the, I'm not terrible at it. But with the,
it. You? What are you talking about?
I'm not good at acting.
You're fantastic. Hello.
What have you ever seen me act in?
News, radio.
That shit's easy. That's
all I
sitcom
wanna do,
acting.
but that's all I
Sitcom
wanna do.
acting's very easy.
Just give me the tutorial on sitcom acting.
You just do it. Just pretend you're that person. The end.
Wait a minute. There's no method. You don't have
No,
to
I
walk
don't.
around in character for
No,
days.
memorize what you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
Pretend to be that person. Do it a bunch of times so you know how to do it the right way, and then go in and don't be nervous. That's the thing, is not choking.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. A big part of auditions is ready, go.
Yeah.
And you got to be normal. You got to be
Loose.
normal in that, especially if it's like a calm scene or a weird scene or a love scene or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all these assholes staring at you with fucking notepads and stacks of other people's bios and headshots and the whole thing is bizarre.
It's the worst.
It's so different than actual acting too, because it's like you're doing it in this weird environment. There's a conference table. The person who's reading with you is
Fucking-
probably like, I did one, and it was the person who read with me was so insultingly bad at it that I was really frustrated. It was like some PA, and he was like, "I just don't know if this is what was supposed to happen with us." And I was like, "Come on, man! If you're gonna fucking just say the words so I can respond to this." I can't get, what the fuck is wrong? This is what I want to say. If you were talking to me like that, I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Why can't you talk?
Yeah.
Are you on drugs? Did you get hit in the head? Did a coconut fall out of a tree and almost kill you?
Ah, Joe. See, this is why you're so successful. This is why.
Why?
Well, because in a world of bullshit, you know what I mean? You got to keep it 100.
I don't think the world is, I don't think it's a world of bullshit. I think there's a lot of bullshit, but I think there's more reality today than I think we've ever experienced ever before. But what there is a bunch of people that are scared. That's what it is. They're scared of getting called out, or they're scared of getting fired. The fired one's a big one. They'll take away your income. Shit.
Yeah, sure.
Now I got to find another job after I talked about blackface.
Yeah.
God
Poor
damn it.
Megan Kelly.
Poor Megan.
Oh my God.
It's over.
And she was loving it. Where she was it Fox she worked at before?
Yeah.
Where she could say all kinds of crazy
Oh,
shit.
yeah, they don't care about blackface at Fox.
yeah,
They're like, yeah, why can't you?
Yeah, give her a raise for that one.
Yeah, you should be able to have a bone in your nose.
And then she goes over to, was it NBC?
Yeah.
Like, why would you go there? You know that's not for you, dude.
Apparently, they did not like her from the jump. The inside word is that she was not a nice person. They did not like her to be around. They were looking for a reason to get rid of her.
Don't
That's
you
the
hate
word.
that?
That's the inside word.
But don't you hate that when you hear that someone's not nice and they're making millions of dollars?
That's true, but who's saying she's
Bums
not
me out.
nice? How about someone who's annoying to her? Maybe
you
she's
never
not
know.
nice because you're annoying. She's out there trying to educate people about blackface. You motherfuckers try to shut her game
trying
down.
to educate people about blackface.
Listen, it's just color.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
Now, didn't she say that Santa Claus isn't black too?
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome, yeah.
That was a part of the extended Megyn Kelly bit that I had to edit down. I had a guy in the office who was working with her. I was like, if you worked with Megyn Kelly, after like about a year, you're not doing any work. All day long, all you're thinking of is, someone gets to fuck her. Why can't it be me? Like if you're in the cubicle right there and you run into and you time your trips to the coffee machine when you see her walking. Not yet. Go. I'm like, Megan, just want to let you know, Santa Claus is definitely white. Like you'd say things
Right, just
to get
to-
her to like you more.
Yeah. God,
yeah.
how horrible.
That's a lot of guys. A lot of guys working in offices.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to hit on your coworkers now. Isn't that considered a microaggression or toxic masculinity? Or
some of those things. But then what if you love her? What if she loves you?
Oh my God, so scary.
What if it works out? What if her husband is a jerk? You'll take care of her kids.
Oh my God. No way. I can't even imagine. I mean, I've been with Tommy for so long. Like being with, oh my God.
This is what I think. I think when people work together, if you work together for 8 hours a day, you are spending as much, if not more time with that person that you work with every day than you do with your spouse.
Absolutely.
And you're only home. Like, look, if you're home in the morning, how much do you get to see your wife or your husband? Fucking an hour, 2 hours in the morning at most. You get up, you run into the shower, excuse me, brush your teeth. You want to eat breakfast? Let's eat breakfast. What do you got going on today? Blah, 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 blah. Then we're playing basketball with Mike, blah, 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 blah. And then for 8 hours of the day, you're with some other people. You don't spend 8 hours flat with anybody other than the people that you work with. You get home, it's what, 7:30, 8 o'clock. You watch TV, you have dinner. By the time it's 10, you're asleep. That's 3 hours. You got like 3 hours with that person. They were 8 hours with this guy who was trying to fuck them.
I know. And you're right. Because I worked at a company. I had this guy he ended up marrying his assistant.
Oh, shit.
But he did that thing where like, this is my work wife. That's what they start by doing. They break you down slowly. And they're like, this is my work wife. This is my work husband. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. And then
Next
before
thing
you
you
know
know.
it. When does the fart happen? After?
That was cum.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Because Tommy always like, I held in a fart that whole time we were doing it. Are you proud of me? That's his latest
what he
thing.
says?
And I'm
Wow.
like, yeah, babe. It's real romantic. But they're married now, actually. But that's how he
And it
courted
worked
her.
out?
And she was way out of his league. She was a hot 20-something, gorgeous girl.
Yeah.
Married now. They have, how many kids? I don't remember. But
So what happened? How did he get her?
he broke her. So she was dating some guy that wouldn't call her. It was kind of like dipping out on her and stuff. So he'd be like, I'm here for you. Let's go out after work. Let's go get some drinks, right? It's that.
I'm your friend.
I'm the guy that's going to show up for you every day. Dump that guy. I'm here. I'm here.
So he
I'm
was
here.
saying, even though he's just saying he's a work husband, he was saying, I could be your real husband.
Yes. Yeah. And to her,
She gave up.
yeah. That's what she wanted, though. She wanted to be wifed up.
Wifed up.
Yeah.
A lot of girls want to be wifed up.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, why would you work?
It's the best.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I'm going to go on the road.
Yeah, well, you want to make a living?
Career aspirations.
Apply your craft. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. How many? But it's
Good.
really sad when guys wife up. I know a guy that's wifed up.
You mean, when the woman takes care of the man?
She got all the money.
Don't
she
you
got all
think
the
that's,
money.
But you don't think that's awesome, like to stay home and
He looks miserable because he doesn't have any say. He doesn't have any income. She's got all the money.
So who has the money has the power in the relationship.
Yeah, and she didn't even earn the money. The money came from the family.
Oh, fantastic.
And they're involved too. They're always around.
Oh no, that's not good.
And he's a weak soul. That's a dark place for a man to be. No sovereignty. No control of your existence. No real financial decision-making ability because you don't bring in any money. Yeah.
You're scaring me right now. I'm feeling it.
There's
inside.
guys that they settle for that. Well, this is egalitarian. This is a good world. Everything's free. I mean, there's no reason everybody work.
Yeah.
I mean, why should I work? Wilma makes all the money. Her.
No, you think that relationship can't ever work? That dynamic?
Does it make sense to you? Why would it work? It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe the alligator and the cat can be friends. It's like, of course that shit ain't going to work. That's just not going to work. Well, it will work if it's not a real man. And,
Yes,
and and the woman likes that scenario. And if the guy's just like this spineless little cheesehead.
I think you're and it's totally on PC.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, because I think he's got to be kind of a beta male. He's the guy who likes his balls busted a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes his nuts squished.
Or he's just scared. He's just scared.
Yeah.
You know? Look, if you're in a relationship with someone and that someone is a woman and she makes far more money than you and you just decide to let her pay all the bills, that is a squirrely proposition. It may work. It's entirely possible. You might find the perfect woman and the perfect man where their personalities gel together. Neither one of them gives a fuck about money. And yet the guy's still a man and the woman's still a woman. It's just that she makes all the money. And, you know, he kind of like does the dishes and takes it in the ass. She pegs him. She puts on a strap on. She pisses in his face. And that's how he gets money for food.
Piss on her, beats her.
Yeah,
try it out.
Try it out.
Try it out. Try it out. Equality.
She does whatever she wants. She smacks him. He can't leave. It's like he's.
You think that's what's going on?
Yeah, I think so. They have no power.
Well, let's see. What about Oprah and Stedman? But Stedman makes a living too. Like what does Stedman do? What
Stedman is like one of those pirate beards that you glue on at a party and everybody knows it's not a real beard. He's not even a good beard.
You know, it never really occurred to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've been together forever.
But could you picture Oprah eating pussy?
Yes, 1,000%. But I think Gail for her isn't so much a lover as a mom.
I don't even know who Gail is.
That's her best friend, Gail.
I'm not aware.
Where the fuck you been?
I'm out of the loop.
Come on now.
I'm out of the loop.
Come on now. Gail's her BFF. That's the one they think that
so they're
she's
just friends. No.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's possible that's not the case. Yeah.
It's possible.
Okay.
But I don't want to assume. Oh, she looks good there. Oprah's skinny.
That was skinny Oprah. For all them Snickers.
Who knows?
That's one thing. Stedman's just steady. He doesn't go nowhere. Well, doesn't he even make a good living, though? Doesn't he have a job?
That's the thing. I think Stedman does have stuff going.
Yeah, I think he's like I want to say he's a lawyer or something like that.
I Googled him. It said American educator. So I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
Teacher or something.
Wouldn't you say that when someone, regardless of male, female, has nothing else in life going, you know what I'm saying? When they have no drive, no focus, no goal.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Regardless of being the man or the
gender.
woman.
Yeah. Yeah. People with no hobbies, like you don't enjoy doing anything. Like even if it's just like reading, you don't like doing.
Read, yeah.
I do too, but you don't like to do anything. You don't like to do anything.
Yeah.
Like you don't do anything. What do? You watch TV and eat?
That's a lot of comedians, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But at least they tell jokes.
That's true.
When they're not telling jokes, they watch TV and eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do that a lot.
We're a fucking weird group of people.
Got
you know.
fat.
I mean, if you really stop and think about how odd our group is, I'll have a little of that.
Okay.
I don't want you to drink alone.
There you go.
Plus, I probably should have a little alcohol after all the alcohol I did yesterday.
He's written 11 self-help books.
Who? Stedman?
About how to marry rich hoes.
How to cope when your wife is way more successful.
How to get some rich pussy.
I know. You know, as feminist as I am, because I'm down for the cause.
What is the cause?
Well, equality.
Right.
The choice to have choice to do what the fuck you want to do. You want to stay home and raise your kids? Stay home and raise your kids. You want to go have a job? Go have a fucking job.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a feminist and I don't know it.
Yeah, I think you are, actually.
How weird.
I think you are. Where'd you get the ice? This whole fucking time?
It's been right here.
God damn it.
Come on, it's a high-class operation.
What the Do I put my fingers in there?
Yeah, get in there.
Okay.
I trust you.
I don't know. Oh, gosh. But here's the deal. You know, my mother was a European lady. And as a female comic, I'm an alpha in the streets. But I'm kind of a beta in the sheets. You know what I'm saying? I like to take care of my husband. I think that's why Tommy and I work out. Because I like to, I bake fucking Rice Krispie treats. I have food in the house. I'm kind of a tradish wife.
Well, you're powerful, but you're also still a woman. And there's nothing wrong with like that if that's how you like to be. The idea that there's something wrong with that because you're supposed to be even with him, so you're supposed to be treating each other not like your traditional male versus female role, even if that's what you like. that becomes a problem because it's like a pressure problem that women will put on other women to behave in a different way because they don't want to reinforce traditional gender roles.
Oh, right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
sure.
Even if that role feels right to you, even if you do like it.
I like it. I like taking care of my kids.
Yeah,
and my
but
husband.
there's some dirty cunts out there that'll tell you that's bad. Aren't there?
Dirty cunts.
There's angry bitches.
Yes, that's true. No, you're right. I've
Yeah.
had some people say stuff to me about it, and I'm like, well, it makes me happy, and if that's
Yeah.
all that matters, and it's my choice to do that stuff, I'm not saying I do it every night.
100%.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting anybody, that's all that matters. And the idea that there's something wrong with you doing that, like, it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just stupid.
It is silly. What were you talking about? You had that
There's
guy.
a lot of that, though.
Of what? What?
A lot of that stupidness out there. People telling people the way they should and shouldn't live.
Yeah.
You know, like, you don't have much time, man. I mean,
No.
you and I are halfway done, basically.
I'm almost dead. When you think about it, when
Yeah.
you turn 40, you're like, oh, fuck, this is it, dude. Like,
Yeah, how much time you got left?
hopefully another 30 years of good living, I'm saying, before you
if
really
you're
start to
lucky.
break down.
Till shit starts falling apart. The
Yeah.
wheels start coming off.
Yes.
And people are worried about dumb shit, like whether or not this woman works or she should have a career. She should do this. She should do that. She's happy. She likes eating cheese and getting her toes done. Leave her alone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. I think that is a
Yeah.
middle-aged revelation, though. You go like, oh, there's only so much time left. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about all this. Like, I'm going to do me, bro.
The guy that I know that's stuck, that's the wife makes all the money, you could see it in his face, though. I could just see that, just the quiet anxiety.
Mm-hmm. It's like a lion at the zoo where they're kind of broken.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know that they're a hunter inside, and
Yep.
but you take that instinct away, and they get the
Yep.
meat thrown at them, and they're just like
Yep.
sadly kind of.
Just eat that meat off the tray.
It's like a vegan cat, right? Like a vegan.
Did you bother looking it up?
I
bother
did.
looking up vegan
I did.
cats?
And they're all skinny and shit, like
They're
you
all
said.
laying down. A lot of them are fat as fuck because all they eat is carbs.
I know that's the problem.
They're all laying down, fucking bloated, kidney failure.
I know.
Eyes are gray and dull.
That can be the problem with the vegan diet, right? Is you're eating macaroni and cheese and stuff.
Oh yeah, if
Yeah.
you go wrong, that's
Yeah.
why the
Not all
healthy
of them.
people call it plant-based because they want it to be plant-based, not just pasta all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But you have to eat a lot, from what I understand,
Mm-hmm.
of that plant-based protein. A lot of it.
Yeah, well, in terms of protein, there's some foods that are pretty rich in protein. The real problem is bioavailability. It's not just that there's protein in it. It's like how much of that protein is absorbed in comparison to like a similar amount of beef protein. It's not as easily absorbed. You can definitely do it, though. You could definitely live a vegan life and be healthy. You just have to really watch your P's and Q's. You got to really mind what you eat. You have to take B12 supplements. You have to make sure that you're getting the correct amount of essential fatty acids, and but you can do it. It can be done, but it's not as effective. It's not as easy, I should say, as just
Yeah.
eating meat and vegetables. You eat meat and vegetables, you got your bases covered. But if you just decide you're just going to be vegan, like, oh boy, you got to make sure you have quinoa or hemp protein and there's like certain plants that have some amount of protein, but they don't have a complete amino acid profile. It's tricky, you know, but the people who live it, they live that vegan life, boy, they want you to think that that's the only way to go. And if you don't live that way, you're going to be sick and you're going to be
Yeah.
unhealthy. And my favorite thing is when one of those motherfuckers jump ship. they've been singing the praises of vegan this and
Yeah,
vegan
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I had a friend who lasted 6 months. And during that time, he was telling me, well, the ethical thing to do, I felt like I was a hypocrite if I didn't eat vegan. And then he ate vegan. He started getting sick as fuck. He got his blood lipids back. His body's falling apart. I was like, bitch, you need some meat. You need some meat.
Yeah.
Now he eats meat like crazy. It's hilarious. 6
Yeah.
months later,
Yeah, I mean,
ran into him at a steakhouse.
happy as shit, right? Like, I'm on it, dude.
Just eating
Yeah.
meat. I'm like, fuck. Listen, that diet is just a lot of work. You can do it. You can do it if you decide. It can be done. But I have a friend who's actually a doctor who was in a motorcycle accident, got really badly banged up, and he was vegan at the time. And his wife made him eat a hamburger. She's like, just do me a favor. I just want you to eat some meat. Like, he wasn't recovering. He was like really struggling to get over these injuries. He ate a cheeseburger, and he said, literally, I was so overwhelmed with energy. I wanted to jump out of bed. He goes, I never was vegan again. He goes, after that one juicy cheeseburger, he goes, I ate it. I felt so good. And the protein, like, my body was like crying out for it.
And like a McDonald's. Is that what you said?
I think it was a good one. I think it was a real cheeseburger, like a real.
Okay, so like McDonald's is like prison meat.
Restaurant-style cheeseburger, a juicy fat boy.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it? I know when I'm pregnant, I eat that. But what I found interesting when those guys were on talking about it is because I like to eat salami. I do like the processed shit. And he was like, the processed meats are the no-no. That's what's going to give you butt cancer. Unless you eat a ton of vegetables to offset the damage, right, in your colon.
Nitrites, yeah.
Yeah, so I try to get the nitrite-free whole food shit.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, you can. I mean, there's organically grown or organically created charcuterie. How do you say it? Charcuterie.
I just learned this word. Charcuterie.
Charcuterie. It's basically salami, mortadella, that kind of stuff. But there's companies that make it organically. It just doesn't last very long. It doesn't have any preservatives in it.
Oh.
Like, that's really what you want.
But that's what gives you the butt cancer. Is the
I'm sure the real problem with all these assumptions is that these are correlations mostly based on people filling out questionnaires.
That was fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how much do you recall of what you ate yesterday accurately? That's what's really interesting.
Not that good. That's a part of the problem. And people tend to make themselves look like they eat better than they actually do. They kind of lie.
Yeah.
Because they feel bad about being a fucking glutton and a slob.
Yeah. I'll ask my trainer that because the lady I do Pilates with, she put me on this primal diet, and that's how I lost baby weight the first time. And I was like, how many of your clients just stay fucking fat for years, and then you ask them what they eat, and they just lie to you? She's like, oh, it's a lot of people. Like, they don't really have an awareness. You know what I mean? Like, you think you're doing one thing, but the reality is completely different.
It's hard for women when they get real big. You know, what your body wants to keep on that fucking weight. Your body does not want to let that. It's easier for a man to lose weight. Definitely.
Well,
I really believe that.
More muscular.
Your body has more caloric requirements because there's all this muscle burn up fat. And then if you do lift weights, which everybody who wants to get lean, I always recommend you got to lift some weights. Because if you lift weights, your body is burning more fat because it's adding more muscle. So it's burning more calories. If you eat the same amount of food, but you just lift weights, you're going to lose body fat. And the reason is because your body's going to build up muscle tissue, and that muscle tissue is going to have a caloric requirement. And those calories, if you eat the exact same amount of calories, but now you're eating all this food but lifting weights, your body's going to get leaner as long as you're consistent. You stay consistent and continue lifting weights.
You can eat like a fat ass and still.
I didn't say that,
Yeah.
but I'm saying if you are on a diet, like a sustainable diet, like you eat a normal amount of food but you lift weights. Lifting weights is a great way to lose weight. It's a great way to lose body fat. You won't necessarily lose weight because you'll put on muscle mass, but your body will burn off more fat, particularly if you're a guy, because it's easier to put on weight, muscle weight. You know.
Fucking A, man.
This thing that we did this month, one thing that it did teach me is, boy, you can do a lot more than you think you can.
I bet.
A lot more.
I bet Tom loves it, the challenge aspect of it. He loves to push himself. Is it the sadist where you hurt yourself, or the masochist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Masochist, you hurt yourself. Sadist, you hurt other people.
So the masochist in him, I don't know. He loves to challenge himself and do these things with you guys. I think it gives him a big charge. He's a.
I was a sadist when I was trying to hurt Bert. I was trying to get Bert to try to keep up with me so he would die.
Oh, Bert.
Everybody wanted to make sure that Bert came in last. That's what everybody was super concerned with. Bert going, well, I didn't come in last.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
He came in last.
When he was starting to pull, where am I going to put the belt? Where am I going to put the belt on my shelf? I was like, you're never getting that belt.
Oh, Bert.
I'm going to take you on a road through hell. You're not getting that belt, motherfucker.
Dad. So wait, how did he go wrong? He just wasn't consistent?
Well, there's a lot of things for sure. He is overweight, which makes it far more difficult to keep up that amount of cardio because your joints are going to hurt and you're running.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's real heavy. You know, I mean, I think he lost some weight during the program, but he was 246, something like that when he did it, and he got down to 216 for the weight loss challenge.
Right. I
Yeah.
remember that was really fun.
219. Tommy did 216. So that's a significant amount of weight. We're talking about a good solid 20 plus pounds, 30 pounds of weight that he put on. You know, that's a lot of weight. That's fat. It's just 30 steaks of fat.
I know. It's when you look at what a pound of fat is, because I've had to lose weight from the second pregnancy. I've gotten more efficient at it because I learned how to do it. But I'd say I have another 20 to go to where I'm comfortable. But god damn, man, that's a lot. 1 pound?
Yeah.
You lift up one of your kettlebells. What is it, 10 pounds?
Those
One
are
of 'em?
35 pounds. The little chimp ones. Those are
Yeah,
35
those are
pounds.
cute.
Yeah. That's what Bert had to lose.
dude-
He's carrying that 35-pound kettlebell everywhere he goes.
That's a tremendous strain on your knees, on
Yeah.
all
But it's
your
also
joints.
his body's just not used to exercise, and he has to take high blood pressure medication, which I guarantee makes you weak.
Yeah.
That stuff fucks with you. I mean, he's taking something that's lowering his blood pressure. What else is it doing?
Right.
It's not just lowering your blood. Was it using angels to do that? Was it using pixie dust to make sure you're
Right,
super
right,
healthy
right.
and you don't have a stroke? Who knows what the fuck that stuff's doing to you?
And that's from what, cholesterol in his blood
From
causing
being
that?
fat and lazy and drinking. From drinking. Look, I love Bert to death, but he needs to hear this. You got to stop drinking every night. You can't drink every night. You can't do that.
It's a lot.
That's too much. You know, you look at Tom. Tom lost all that weight in the weight loss challenge and kept it off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kept it off.
Oh, yes.
Bert didn't keep it off.
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference? Well, Bert ran a marathon. Well, Bert does those Tough Mudder races. Bert runs all the time. How come Bert isn't skinny? Because Bert's drinking a fucking case of vodka every night.
Well, calorically, well, how much is a glass? I mean, okay, a glass of vodka, a glass of wine. What is that? 300 calories, let's say, glass of wine.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm on there. So you
Probably.
drink, let's say you drink
30 of those.
or 2 glasses a night or a bottle of wine a night. Jesus Christ.
Bert drank a whole box of wine.
What do you mean, when?
In one of those wine boxes?
Yes,
Drank a
yes.
whole box of wine
When he was
himself
here?
at night.
Oh, no.
He was talking to us about it. Remember we talked about it? I go, you drank a box?
That's a lot.
Well, how many glasses are in that?
Yeah.
There's got to be like 20 glasses in that.
Well, yeah, so what is that, like a milkshake and a cheeseburger, double cheeseburger?
5 liters.
5 liters. He
Depending
drank
on
5 liters of
You
wine.
could have a small one, I guess, but
Fuck, he did. Why would he have a small one? We could have a big one.
5? Oh, and it's like shit.
Shit wine.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, sugary. And,
Yeah.
oh, this is the best, dude. I love it. Boxed wine.
Yeah, that's gnarly. It's not even the good shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Nah.
hoping that through this, everybody kind of keeps up a certain amount of fitness, because it seems like we kind of.
Boxed wine, so much class, so few calories. I doubt that. Jesus.
Why does this one have few calories? Is it a spurt? They're talking about that specific type of wine, Franzia. Is that a low calorie wine?
Well, there's that skinny brand.
Skinny wine?
Yeah, that one of the housewives created.
Worst wine.
10 grams.
White wine,
Okay.
Rhine has 110 calories, 5 grams of sugar. Shiraz red, 110 calories, 10 grams of sugar, just for a 5-ounce serving. So that's a small glass of wine, a regular sized glass of wine, right? That's not that bad, 110 calories. So if you can keep yourself to 1 glass of wine,
No
that's
biggie.
not bad. That's not biggie.
No.
Yeah.
But if you're doing the whole bottle,
Yeah, that's not good. If you're drinking a case of it, if they're
Yeah.
backing up one of those oil trucks to your house, and you're just sucking on that dick of death, and just all that wine dick juice is just coming down your fat face.
well, especially as a woman, if I do Pilates, that's what, like 300 calories.
That's all?
Yeah, for an hour.
Jesus.
I know, and then you can drink that shit up, and you know what I mean.
One of the
lose
workouts that
weight,
we
that's
did,
tough.
you know, because I decided about, I don't know, I guess like close to 2 weeks out that I was going to start really pressuring these guys and just doing workouts to like 5-hour workouts, like doing shit that's just insane. I was like, let's see where we're going. Let's see how far we go. One workout I did, I burned 4,700 calories.
That's bananas.
It was crazy. I was eating boxes of graham crackers or animal crackers. I ate a whole box of animal crackers. I ate apples. I drank a cream soda.
Sugar.
I just wanted sugar while I was
Yeah.
doing it. I was like, I'm so taxed out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep going. I'm like, I need some sugar. Damn. So I just ate these animal crackers and drank soda.
Yeah.
Got right back on.
Yeah, dude. The puppet master.
I just kept thinking about Bert getting tired.
How's he gonna surf, man? So wait, where are you guys gonna?
Interesting.
Where are you guys going to do this?
I guess we would have to do it in like Malibu or like Santa Monica or wherever you could surf. You know, and we would have to figure out a way that the app registers how much time you're standing on the board. So, like, it would have to be
hard.
how much time you're actually surfing, not just, you know, well, I found a trick. I just get on my belly and I paddle around. No. It has to be standing on the surfboard. We have to figure out a way. Did you say there was some sort of an app or something?
Yeah, the
There
app.
has to be.
I was trying to figure out what it's tracking. It's tracking like the board's movement, I think. So if you're doing side to side stuff, it knows that you're probably up. And
Does it know if you're lying on your stomach just paddling like a slob?
I don't think it would tell you that.
Can I tell you how hard that shit is, though?
It's hard.
Tell you what the hardest, at least from when I learned how to surf a decade ago, the hardest part is paddling out on that fucking board. You're going against the current, right? Against the
Right.
waves. Bang, bang, bang. Turn that board around. You finally see the wave coming, and then you got to paddle, and then the pop up. So, right, you're on your belly, and you got to
right.
pop up from your belly to standing.
Right.
Like this, dude. Like, you got to go fast. I don't know. For me, that was, and the board's heavy. At least if you're learning on a banana board, like one of those big ones, you're probably not going to start on like the one that fucking what's his name was in.
Shane
here.
Dorian,
Yeah, dude,
Kelly
you're
Slater.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly Slater. You're not doing those boards.
Right. You can't.
No, you're gonna learn on a big clunky banana board.
Yeah. It's probably easier.
Heavy as fuck. And then if that thing hits you on the head, because
You're
you'll.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't want to kill
not-
anybody. That's the thing. I was legit worried this year, like when my at the end of the thing, when I was doing like several 5,000 point or 500 point days. I did like 3 or 4 in a row, 500 point days, which is like 3.5 hours of exercise. It was a lot of work.
So much.
So it was crazy, but I was like, there comes a point where your body starts failing. Like, I don't want anybody to die, like legit die. Like this is a real issue. Like you can have organ failure if you just decide to push too hard. And we were getting really psycho about it. Yeah, like if I
You
would,
guys are so stupid.
if I'd see somebody posting like big numbers, we'd get real anxiety. Even when
Yeah.
you're ahead. You'd see like Tom ran 13 miles when he was on the antibiotics and everybody freaked out. And Ari was like, what the fuck, Tom? Like angry at him because he posted like 600 points in one workout. What the fuck?
Well, I was concerned with Bert at the 11th hour pulling some crazy shit. Now, October 31st was Halloween. So Tom was like, oh, he's with his kids. He's trick-or-treating. Like, he's not going to go do some crazy.
What could he do though? He was so far behind.
How far behind was he at the last day? I don't know the numbers.
He was pretty far behind Tom. Like I think 700 points behind Tom.
Oh.
He was like more than 1,000 behind Ari.
Oh.
Way
well,
more than 1,000. Which you can. I got in a day once. You can get 1,000 in a day, but you have to almost kill yourself. You got to knock on heaven's door.
So horrible, you guys. It's the worst. And watching my spouse go through it, I'm like, oh, stop.
Well, here's the thing. When we started doing it, no one thought we were going to do this. No one thought we were going to try to kill each other like this. Like, we were just joking around about it. And I thought, like, my first couple workouts, like an hour and a half, 200 points. But then Ari figured out that you could watch a movie and be on the elliptical machine. And he got 479 points one day and wrecked his body. Could barely walk the next day. But the fact that he did that, and I went, oh. And then I realized, like, we talked about this. You get the same amount of points for 80% of your max heart rate as you do for 90. So I kept trying to go as hard as I can, thinking that you would get more points. But you don't get more points for that.
There's no payoff for that.
Yeah.
So you slow and steady kind of wins the race, right?
Yeah. Which
You just-
that's not how I work out. So
No.
I was like, shit, what am I going to do?
So time on the board. Okay. Like when
so
you're
it'd
actually
be
surfing.
time standing on the board over a month.
It's fucking hard, dude.
Fucking hard.
It's so hard.
That should be hard. And none of us know how to surf at all.
Who's gonna teach you? Are you gonna have like do like a class, like a Corky
I guess
Carol
so.
thing?
Yeah,
or?
we'll go. And Bert was like, "Well, I'll get Kelly Slater to do it. Maybe hey, Kelly's busy, and you don't need a world champion teaching you. You fuck. You need like a regular surf instructor. What are you like, some prodigy that needs to be coached by the best? The fuck out of here.
I know, like Kelly Slater is just dying to tutor.
And like Kelly's my friend, you piece of shit.
Right.
First of all,
like this really talented dude.
I'm closer to Shane. I'm pretty close to Shane. I mean, Shane and I have been on a bunch of hunting trips together now. But I wouldn't go to him. He's busy.
He's super busy.
It's like if you said, I want to learn how to kickbox. I'm like, I don't have the time to teach you how to fight. Like, I'm not doing that, man. Go find a coach.
No, because
that's what they do for a living.
Yeah, there's a bunch of schools you can go to.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to like rent a house by the beach next summer and just devote it to learning how to surf again. Like really get good at it. I love the ocean. I love it.
Rent a house by the beach. Like you're super dedicated.
I want just to wake up and go do it, and then that'd be rad, right? I want it. That's a bucket list thing before I get too fucking old to do.
Well, it is something that you can do no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just ride waves. One of the things that Shane was talking about that was really keen and interesting, he's like, everybody has the same amount of fun. If you suck at surfing or if you're really good at it, it's still fun.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And you know what else he told me about? What? Kooks. Do you know what a kook is?
Kook slams? On Instagram?
No.
Are they like douchebags that wipe out?
Kooks are people who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an Instagram account called Kook Slams.
Oh, it's all
and it's all surfing like.
But people suck at it?
Yeah, it's great.
Guess what? Bert, Tom, and Ari are all going to be on Kook Slams with me next year. We're all going to be on that because we're going to fuck up. But the other thing is like finding a spot where you're allowed to surf, where you can get in there where you don't know what you're doing and you don't get in anybody's way. Like, I don't want to fuck up anybody's experience.
Right, because according to all the surf movies and stuff, they got turfs, bro. Like, you can't just roll up on the dudes that are in Malibu.
I don't want anybody getting mad at me.
You got to find... Because, like, I see them, I go to watch them, where that Mastro's is in Malibu. Mm-hmm. There's a little thing where all the surfers go, and that's, like, one area. And then there's Redondo. You go down there, and there's that area.
Yeah, we'd have to learn surf etiquette for sure.
Yeah.
We have to learn that.
But if they listen to the JRE, maybe they'll be cool.
Maybe. Yeah, but maybe they'll be like, hey, dickhead, you're going to get more people out here surfing. Fuck this up for us. True. People have said that to me about bow hunting.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, you're getting more people out into the woods. That's annoying. They were joking around about it. I go, are you serious? He goes, well, it's good because then we'll have more people hunting, but it's bad because I honestly see more people hunting. And he goes, I really think it's because of you and because of Cameron Haynes and Steve Ranella and John Dudley and all these hunters that are interesting, cool people, that more people are trying it.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I think so too.
It's like
what are you gonna do?
It's like when Taco Bell used a Chihuahua for its ads. I swear to God, and all these fucking douchebags were buying Chihuahuas for their kids for Christmas, and then they'd throw them into the pounds or whatever because they couldn't take care of them.
Do you know that that happens every time there's a talking dog movie?
Yes, I do know that.
Yeah.
And then that popular breed, everyone gets it, and they don't like the breed, and then
the
they
dumb
end
parents
up
like, okay, just stop talking, okay. Mommy, I'm on Chihuahua. I'm on Chihuahua. The Chihuahua talks about chalupas.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a Chihuahua, for the most part, from the ones I've known, the temperament, they're very, nervous, high-strung, high-energy dogs.
Yeah.
Very skittish. Not the ideal fucking family pet, you know what I mean?
If your bones were made out of toothpicks and you're around a bunch of fucking clumsy kids, like kids are always stepping on chihuahuas and breaking their legs.
Of course.
It happens all the time. See a chihuahua to cast.
Of course.
Little
Poor
fat
dogs.
kid eating his candy, not looking. Stomps on this poor dog's leg, snaps it like a twig.
Yeah.
Fuck. Imagine ogres around you, giant, huge, enormous ogres eating candy.
Terrifying. Or Dalmatians. They're like every time 101 Dalmatians comes out, every fuckface buys their kid a Dalmatian for Christmas. And then aren't they stupid? Don't their brains that grow bigger than... No, their brains grow bigger than the skull or something.
Yeah, they ooze out of the head, right?
Yeah.
You got to scoop it.
Yeah,
It comes out the ear. You got to scoop the brains. Otherwise, they got too much brains. They had headaches. You got to kill them.
You got to scoop the brains out.
Weren't they like fire people dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is a Dalmatian? Why were they connected to fire trucks and shit?
No fucking idea.
Yeah.
You think you'd have like a smart dog, like a German Shepherd?
I
They're
don't know
highly
that they're
trainable.
dumb. I don't know that Dalmatians are dumb. Are they dumb?
I've heard they're dumb as shit.
Oh, really?
Well, I was, yeah.
German Shepherds are super smart.
Yes. No, that's a highly trainable dog.
They're also like they're sizing you up. Like when a German Shepherd looks at you, he's like thinking like, "What's going on here?
Yeah, dude.
What are you all about? You a pussy? How about if I show my teeth? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What, are you scared of me? Oh, look at you. You smell like fear.
Yes.
Faggot.
Yeah.
They could,
Like a comedy audience, dude.
if a German
scared,
Shepherd could
bitch?
talk, they would say some creepy shit to you. They would.
Yeah.
They would be like, "What would happen if I bit you? What would you do?"
Yeah.
Why do fire departments have Dalmatians? Dalmatians and horses are very compatible. Oh, so the dogs were easily trained to run in front of the engines to help clear a path and guide the horses and the firefighters to fires quickly. They are still chosen by many firefighters as pets in honor of their heroism in the past. Oh, so they're fucking heroic dogs.
That's cool.
You asshole, calling them
I
stupid.
know, I'm the worst. I'm the worst human being ever. I'm always the person like, oh, they're crippled. Okay, great.
Yeah, they're fucking stupid. That brain come out of their ears.
Yeah.
They're all dumb and shit.
Worst person. They're deaf? Why are
They have
Dalmatians?
a genetic predisposition for deafness. It's a serious problem for Dalmatians. Only about 70% of them have normal hearing. Deafness was not recognized by early breeders, so the breed was thought to be unintelligent. Wow, that's interesting.
They're cute as shit, though.
Crazy.
Those
Crazy
little
looking.
spots and shit.
Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna have a dog like a German Shepherd, you got to be around that fucking dog all the time.
I was just
They
going to
need
say that.
Work. They
You
need
got to
work.
put in the time for
Yeah.
those dogs.
Yeah, they're working dogs.
Because if you don't, my dad got one from the pound when I was a kid, and he didn't put in the time, and that dog tore everything apart and was just bored out of its mind. You can't
Yeah.
take a smart fucking dog and just throw it in the backyard.
Yeah.
That's when they jump out and they,
Yep.
you know, of
They're always
course
trying
you
to
go crazy.
escape.
Escape, yes.
Yeah. Escape. Let a motherfucker know. Can't hold me in with your bullshit ass fence.
That's right. Or the Rottweiler too. That's a good one.
That's a smart dog too. They're mean dogs too. They're good at being mean. Yeah.
Or the Rockwilder, as some people say.
Wilder.
A Rockwilder. Escape. The Rockwilders.
Yeah, my Rockwilder
Oh,
escaped.
Rockwilder. I remember one time when I adopted our first dog, and there was a guy next to me, and he was getting a Rottweiler. And I remember the lady behind the counter saying, "Well, sir, you know that these dogs are highly intelligent and they require hours and hours of training. You're going to do that, right?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, sure. It's like, you know he's not going to fucking,
Right.
this guy's not going to, he's going to parade it around the neighborhood with a fucking dumb chain around its neck. And,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's it for that dog.
Leave it in the yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog's going to go nuts.
They go nuts. Dogs need fucking exercise. They need stuff to do. Like my dog becomes a different person or a different thing rather
Yeah.
when I take him running.
Different person.
He gets so excited when he runs. He's like he's got a big giant smile on his face. He gets excited. He runs around. He's like yes. He runs the hills and he comes back. Everything cool? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Ciao. He takes off again. But then when the end of the day comes, an hour and a half later, when we're done running, he's like he's just chilled the fuck out. He could barely jump in the truck. He's like, he puts his paws up, wants me to help him sometimes. He could, if we do a mile, he jumps in easy. We do 2 miles, it gets a little sketchy.
Yeah.
2 miles in the hills.
Too long.
The hills make 2 miles a long way.
Yeah.
It's a hard time to get back in that truck. He's like, come on, dude, pick me up. You know you can pick me up. Pick me up. I'll put my paws up here. You know what's next.
And do you co-sleep with him?
No.
He's crate trained, or what do you do?
No, he just sleeps outside. He sleeps outside the door of the house. I mean, not outside the door of the bedroom. Just sleeps-
okay, but in the hallway.
Yeah,
or
he
whatever.
he doesn't like beds. He's weird. Like I got him a bunch of dog beds. He just throws his toys in that and sleeps on the ground.
Well, I actually had a dog trainer tell
Weird.
me that the dogs don't need the beds.
But
That's
it
a
seems
human
comfy.
thing to us. He goes, yeah, but look at dogs. They'll lay on the floor.
Right.
They don't give a fuck about the bed. That's you and your
Well, it's
thing.
definitely true with my dog.
Yeah.
He just doesn't use them. I had beds like in 3 different spots in the house. and he would never choose them. I'd be like, come on, buddy, lie down. And I'm like, what are we doing? And I'm like, come on, buddy, here's your bed. Here's your bed. And he'd step on the bed. He's like, what is this stupid thing?
Yeah.
And they would climb off the bed and lie down. Just lie down
Nah,
right
bro.
on the wood floor. I was like, okay.
It's like that documentary about that guy that got out of North Korea in the camp, and then they gave him an apartment, they gave him a bed, and he was like, no thanks. And he would just sleep on the floor.
Really?
Yeah, there was some documentary, I forget. But he
Wow.
was in a camp in North Korea, and they got him to Seoul, and they're like, here's your iPhone, here's the subway, here's your apartment with all this cool shit. And he was like, I'm good. And he just would lay on the floor and sleep because he was so used to being in prison, essentially. Which is interesting how the human mind, right, when you're
Yeah.
traumatized in that way of thinking, you don't even see what you have.
The human mind is
today.
so adaptable, right?
Yes.
There's so many different ways to be a person, so many different ways to live.
I know. I was listening to a thing about trauma and, Vietnam War vets and how all that shit works when you've gone through a trauma. The rest of your life, you're living in the past. That's what that is, right? You get locked
yeah.
in that one thing.
Yeah, just locked in the horrific memories.
Yeah.
That's not just the case for people that have gone through war. It's also the case for people that have grown up in really bad neighborhoods.
Yeah.
PTSD from the hood.
For sure.
PTSD from violence that they saw at home, domestic violence.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was listening to a podcast about microaggressions.
Was it a social justice warrior podcast?
Well, initially I didn't know it was. Like I stumbled into one apparently because I just was interested. I'm like, what is a micro? Like, what is this? I want
Right.
to learn about it. And she was like, I'm a therapist and I treat people with microaggressions. There's like a million little paper cuts over time. And I was like, okay, well, what's that? And she's like, if you're like an Asian woman and people are like, they fetishize you and they're like, they hit on you, let's say, because you're an Asian woman, that's a microaggression. So a lifetime of those little things.
Wait a minute.
It's
They
trauma
hit
and you
on-
need trauma counseling.
They hit on you because you're Asian.
Right. Like, there's dudes out there that are just strictly into Asian girls or whatever. Let's say,
Right.
for instance, and you're an Asian woman and a guy comes on to you and it's traumatic because you're like, oh, this fucking pervert is,
Just
doing
wants me to wash his feet and shit.
Right. Or let's say a woman, okay?
Right.
I'm in a meeting,
Right.
just me, and a guy interrupts me and I want to talk. That's a microaggression. And I've suffered the trauma of that and I need to be in.
What if the guy interrupts a guy? Is that still a microaggression? I think it is.
I didn't get that far, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be like a gay microaggression. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But that's a form of trauma.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Compliments, holding doors open for someone could be a microaggression. Because you're saying that the woman can't open the door by herself.
Right.
Even just simple politeness becomes chivalry is a microaggression.
Right.
Right.
And again, that's a form of trauma that needs counseling.
Well, there's just a bunch of weak bitches out there that can't handle regular life. So they want everything all nerfed up. They want all the language.
Nerfed up.
They want the
Right.
language nerfed up. All behavior nerfed up. And then we're also encouraging people that just can't let things roll off their back, which is very dangerous. Like the more people don't get
agree.
offended, the better off we are. You know who fucking handled something absolutely spectacularly? That Navy SEAL who was a politician who, the guy from Saturday Night Live, Pete,
The one dating Ariana Grande,
who was.
Pete Davidson.
They broke up after
I
they got
heard.
several tattoos.
I heard.
Pete was
Davidson,
talking about him on Saturday Night Live, and he said he looked like a villain in a porno film. And then he joked around. He goes, yeah, you mean, I guess you shouldn't joke around about it because he lost his eye in war or whatever. And he's like laughing the whole time. It's like, wow. Like, there's one thing about joking around about the guy looking like a villain in a porno film, but like joking around saying he lost his eye in war, like whatever. I'm like, man, that is surprising that SNL let that go. And they did it because the guy's right wing, which is really fascinating. Like their bias towards the left and against the right is so obvious. It's so crazy. I mean, that they didn't think that it would be a problem to make fun of a war veteran who
Right.
lost his eye in combat because the man in front of him was blown up by an IED. It tore his face apart and ruined one of his eyes. And he handled it so well. He said that he said something about he works hard not to offend and even harder to not be offended.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but he also said that he really didn't think it was a good idea to make jokes about someone something I'm paraphrasing, someone who was disfigured in combat.
Right, which that
Yeah.
seems to be a pretty fair line.
Yeah.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
No, it's not unreasonable, and I think he handled it as good as you can handle it when you're on television, national television. They're laughing and joking about you having one eye.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you lost your eye in the service of the country, and it's
Right.
an incredibly dangerous thing that only the people who've done it really truly understand. And here's this young kid with bleached hair laughing at
Right.
you only having one eye, and he's doing it on a national comedy show, and people are laughing along with him because you're a Republican.
Right, and that's the
Yeah.
interesting point is because he is a Republican, it's kind of okay.
Yeah,
to
that's
shit on that
why
person,
it's okay. It's fucking weird.
Wow.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But the guy handled it well. And they probably won him the election. That's probably how that shit goes, right? People are going to find out about it. You know, you make fun of the guy because you think it's funny, and then you're giving him all this press, then he handles it well, and then people are like, oh, the guy's a Navy SEAL? Oh, well, I like what he says. Listen to him talk. Seems like a good guy. Next thing you know, he wins.
I know, so valiant. I kind of wish McCain had a better.
Better rap?
Yeah.
Oh, he fucked up with that Sarah Palin shit.
She was a ding dong. And
That was preposterous.
really. Hey, man, and I would love to see a woman in the White House.
Just not that one.
Just not, yeah.
Yeah, no, not
Yeah.
that one.
She was a real ding
No,
dong.
I take 10 Hillary Clintons before I take one. And I don't want Hillary Clinton to win. I think she's ridiculously awful, too.
I think a lot of people really disliked Hillary. Really
Yeah.
disliked her.
They should.
Yeah.
She got a shitload of money from banks. She's completely full of shit. She didn't like gay marriage till 2013. She didn't agree with gay marriage till 2013. Like, what are you, a dinosaur?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you even care?
Right.
Because she's not real. She didn't care. She just was doing what she thought would support her position politically.
Yeah.
She was leaning right when Obama was leaning more left, and she was trying to center herself or position herself as a wiser choice for people who were unhappy with the choices on the right, but really unhappy with Obama, and like she was a better option. She's more sensible. She's a little more hawkish, a little more prone to go to war, a little more pro-military, or at least military action. But meanwhile, just a puppet of banks, and just those people make shit piles of money from speeches, and there's major problems with the Clinton Foundation. It's not even around anymore. They shut
I
it
didn't
down.
know that. I didn't even know that.
It's a dark, dark, dark legion. And meanwhile, she's doing all this Me Too talk. Her husband's a goddamn predator.
Yeah.
He's been a predator forever.
That I think for women, at least for me, I was like, are you going to stay
even
with this, bro? Like, come
the
on.
Monica
dude.
Lewinsky thing.
Yeah.
She said that Monica Lewinsky was a grown woman and it wasn't an abuse of power. Get the fuck out
How
of here.
old is Monica?
She was 20. He was the president.
Yeah, 20 is, you're a kid.
He was the president. There's no more powerful person
Oh,
on
yeah.
earth. If that's not an abuse of power, what is an abuse of power? You're
course.
banging someone who works for you and you run the world?
I know, dude. I know, and I get it. If I were 20 and
Yeah.
he was around, I'd be like, let's fucking do this.
I'll suck that old
I'm going to suck this old guy's dick.
fucking crazy rich.
I don't know.
It's still operating.
What's still operating? The Clinton Foundation? But didn't they
sheesh.
shut down part of it? Something shut. Look down. Clinton Foundation shuts down or cease operations. Look that up because there was some article that I read about it.
I think for me, just the whole stand by your man thing, no matter what, it's just so antiquated.
Oh,
I
you
kinda,
just going back to this Tommy Bunn stuff. You ready to turn him in for killing
turn-
a
Came from
barista?
a satirical site.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
So it didn't shut down at all? Nothing. Oh, well, I'm a loser. They got
Not
me.
according to factcheck.org.
Google a story though. See if there's a Google Clinton
It
Foundation.
said that these baseless claims are made up by a self-described satirical website.
Oh, so they didn't reduce operations or anything?
There's another thing that says from 2017 they shut down the Clinton Global Initiative, but
Well, that was the thing. It was right after the election, which was 2016. That's what I had read. That after the election, after it was all over, I don't know. Either way,
yeah, I mean,
the Clinton Foundation is super sketch. One of the reasons it's super sketch is a lot of people that donate. There's just a lot of weird shit going on with donators and then them doing speeches for these huge organizations like banks getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for some boring ass speech, which is essentially a bribe.
Right.
That's all that is.
It's all
Those people
fucking
aren't pumped to
bullshit.
see her talk.
But why do you think any of these people are legit? I mean,
No,
are any of
Obama's
them?
done a lot of it too.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of those paid speeches
But,
where they get hundreds of thousands of dollars to talk.
But I guess, I mean, look, I don't want to fucking get into it, but isn't that why people love Trumpy? Because he's outside of the whole system, theoretically.
that's probably the part that.
Oh, here it goes.
It's the
What does it say?
global-
End of an era. The Clinton Global Initiative shuts down.
Oh, there you go.
Is part of the
End of an
foundation.
error.
Yeah. End of an era.
Yeah.
Not an era. ERROR.
Get it?
When they asked him, there was an interview where they asked him about Monica Lewinsky, like, do you owe her an apology? He's like, well, anybody who thinks that I got out of that clean is crazy. You know, that cost me millions of dollars. I left the White House in debt and all this. Like, that's not what anybody asked you, you fucking sociopath. They asked you, do you
Right.
think she deserves an apology? Because he never spoke to her.
Of course. And meanwhile, she was, one of the first people to be publicly shamed
Yes.
for something of this nature. This is a huge scandal. And this is back before, the 24-hour news cycle, really,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that
So
shit stuck forever. It was in the news forever.
For this poor woman's life was over, done. To
Yeah.
this day, done. Monica Lewinsky synonymous with dick sucker. That's it. Isn't that fucked up?
Claude, you said it, not me.
Oh, oh shit! Here we go. No, I'm gonna
Dare
get in
you?
trouble.
How dare you?
But I'm
connect
empathize.
that?
I have sympathy for her, though. This poor girl makes one mistake as a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And now her whole life is this scandal. It's
Do you remember there was a
terrible.
town hall thing that did on HBO many years later, where she was talking to a group of people about the president and about the whole situation, and in the middle of people would ask questions and talk to her, and one guy goes, it just seems to me like you're just milking this for attention. Like, why are you even still talking about this?
Okay.
And she was like, and he was like, why are you still talking about this? If this is so horrific, like, why do you keep bringing this up? Like, what does she want to do? Imagine,
What's she supposed to do?
Yeah, what is she supposed to do? But imagine being that person who was 20 years old, so essentially you're a kid, and then the whole world knows you suck the president's dick. So everywhere you go, people are like, oh, you suck the president's dick.
It's horrible.
She said that it sticks like tar. That was her description, that the shame sticks to you like tar.
I believe it. And what about Marilyn Monroe? Was she sucking Kennedy?
Everybody's dick.
Everybody's
Both
dick.
Kennedys.
Right.
Robert and Bobby. Bobby and Jack.
But there's no evidence, I guess. There was no dress. There was no... Why was that not a big
Well,
deal?
the world was a different place back then. Didn't even have DNA.
Oh,
and
right,
then
right. That whole
she air quotes died.
Right.
They killed that bitch.
You think so?
100%. 100%. Apparently she was all yappity yap yap, and she was getting older, and nobody wanted to bang her anymore. Like, we're going to do it the right thing here, right? And they just decided to. Yeah,
And then
she
done.
wanted to tell everybody.
Well, she
First
was...
I fucked Jack.
Oh, I bet. Well, she was
then I
mentally
fucked
ill.
Bobby. Was she?
Yeah. Well, at least from what I've read, maybe bipolar. She came from a lot of trauma, severely abused as a child.
Oh, yeah.
We got the, orphanage, I think.
Oh,
Gosh.
really?
Yeah.
Making shit up?
No.
Maybe?
No, she was a pretty bad childhood,
Man.
from what I know.
Well, makes sense. Actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedian, even
Exorbitant
worse.
need for attention.
What's worse?
Comedians at least write their own stuff.
Right?
Yeah, actors like comedians with no punchlines.
Right. But okay.
But crazier because they always have to get auditioned for stuff.
Oh, what a nightmare. However, here's what I do admire about actors, I feel like they're more in touch with their feelings than we are. Like that's accessing feeling. Like I'm talking real actors and shit.
Yeah.
At least me, I don't like feeling-y things too much.
Feelingy.
You know what I'm saying? I get my asshole gets very itchy when.
No, I'm talking about feelings.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't want
Right.
to do that.
Right.
So I admire that when you can access feelings and show people feelings and stuff. I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, I guess. But I think they're fake feelings. I think this is the feelings they think they should have, so they just start crying.
Oh.
I should be sad here. I'm gonna cry. I can't believe this. I think they're sociopaths for the most part. Like vast majority of actors.
What do you think about the actors when they're making a movie and they have to stay in character the whole time?
Oh, those are the biggest sociopaths, but the best actors too. You know, like those
That's
guys
right.
are the best. Yeah.
I saw the documentary, The Man on the Moon, about Jim Carrey doing what's the guy's fucking name? You know,
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, they say Andy Kaufman.
Oh,
in the movie.
Andy Kaufman.
Kaufman. And apparently, he stayed in character the whole time, and so he would annoy the shit out of people the whole time, and throw tantrums and stuff. And I was like, well, that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. How about just act, bro?
Right.
People have other actors have broken that down and made fun of people who do that.
And I love Jim Carrey. I think he's so talented and so funny. Mm-hmm. But I'd be really annoyed.
That would be annoying if you had to work with him for 6 months and you just
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah,
every
I'm the
day.
annoying asshole, and then do things
Yeah.
like hold up production, and you know what I mean. Those are union people. These are dudes that are up at 4 a.m. putting sets up and lighting, and that guy's got to wait for you because you're in your trailer pretending to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
would hold up production. That to me is disrespectful.
Is that what he really did? You
That's
sure?
what this documentary was about.
I was trying to remember. I don't know if he officially said it in it, but I think he wanted that whole part because they were filming it to be part of the movie too. And they decided to not do that and make the movie the movie.
Oh, okay.
So he wanted it included in there. But he also, I was going to say, Jerry Lawler was really mad at him because
The wrestler?
that was not the relationship that, according to him, that was not the relationship they had. They it was all a ruse. It was like a wrestling type deal.
Right. They'd worked it all out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not how Jim Carrey was acting. He was just being a dickhead to him over and over and over again, pissing him off.
Oh, that's
spitting on him and
unfortunate.
shit.
Well, even not specific to this one person. That seems absurd to pretend to be.
Yeah,
someone else.
but if you do it and it works and that makes an awesome movie, yeah. I mean, one of them Daniel Day-Lewis characters, he does that shit, and he's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
His movies are all pretty good, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a few that I haven't seen, but most of them that I've seen are pretty goddamn killer.
He's pretty rad.
He's crazy, though. I mean, you got to leave him alone. Let him do that stupid thing where he pretends to be Lincoln.
Holy shit. Did you try to watch that one?
Yeah, I tried. We talked about it yesterday. I was like, Jesus, this is terrible.
Oh, I couldn't do it. Everything that white people like and they give fucking awards to, like these white bummer movies, I can't do it. I can't watch the movie about the guy with fucking AIDS. I can't watch the movie about Lincoln. I can't.
What about musicals?
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck your mother. Fuck your life. With a musical. Can I tell you the one I don't want to see the most?
Yes.
And I'm getting a lot of hate over
Hamilton?
it. Yes.
Yes.
Because I found out it was rap. Did you know that? It's fucking rap.
What do you mean it's rap?
The music of Hamilton, it's rap music. So it's not
No.
even tradition.
Know that?
Listen to James.
Wait a minute. It's
I
white
know.
people doing rap music?
Yes.
I can't do this.
No. I refuse to see that shit.
I was in Manhattan last weekend, and we were passing by Broadway, and all these old, dead white people were stumbling out of this theater pretending they just enjoyed what nonsense they just saw. They have Pretty Woman the musical, and all these fucking rubes are staring there. Oh, so good. The way she sang about sucking his dick when she was a prostitute and he was a rich guy. Hamilton, the story of tonight.
It's just a song playing. I was going to play 5
You gonna play me
seconds
some of it? Give me some song.
When our children tell our story, they'll tell the story of tonight.
Is this white people or black people?
Probably both.
Cultural appropriation. That's what I think.
Microaggression.
Skip ahead.
Is this supposed to be good?
Yeah.
Okay, kill it.
It's not really.
See, just that hurt me.
Me too. So terrible.
I think they are a murderous assault in your attention span. That's what I think.
That's a very good.
I've been to 2 musicals.
Which
No,
ones?
I've been
Let's
to
talk
more.
about
I've
it.
been to more because I went to the Book of Mormon, which is, I guess, technically a musical, but awesome.
You like this?
Book of Mormon, it's hilarious. It's
I hear
the
it's-
South Park guys. It's genius.
Oh, well then.
It's really, really, really funny.
But that doesn't count because it's the
Doesn't count.
South Park guys.
Yeah, it's really good. But I also went to see Chicago because a friend of mine was in it. It was death. It was death. It was death. We
The
all got
movies are the
together
worst.
in the in the fucking, like, there was the intermission, and we all got a drink during the intermission, and I got 3 drinks during the intermission. I was just throwing them down, and I was like, I can't believe I have to sit through more of this shit. And I'm like, and I can't believe you guys are sitting here pretending that you like it. I go, fuck all of you. And then they started laughing and breaking down because it was our friend. I go, she's great. She's so talented. I go, this is death. This is death. This is just a slow
He
chip
had
away.
it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking worst, dude.
I get people like it. I get. Don't get mad at me if you like something that I don't like. Don't get mad.
Oh, you're gonna get
Don't
it.
get mad.
Though. Come
Don't
on.
get mad.
Read
You're
the
allowed to
emails.
like whatever you like, and I'm allowed. Look, you're talking to a person who watches professional pool. I watch it on YouTube. I watch it live. I'll go to see a match live.
Yeah.
I will. I'm a fucking dummy. All right. Don't listen to me.
I like dumber shit.
But if you have like a world championship pool match that's right next to a musical, yeah,
No, dude.
musicals are terrible.
No, dude. Let's talk the worst musicals.
I don't know the worst. I've only seen 3. I saw Cats.
That's
Chicago.
the one I was. That's what I was saying. Anything, the Andrew Lloyd Webber School. That's Cats, dude.
Oh, what did he do? How did he do that? How did he sneak that unentertaining piece of shit through American people's faces for years? For years and years and years, people went, "Hey, my cat." For years. For years.
No, I know. I saw it in the 80s as a kid.
I saw it when I was 19 years old. A girl that I was dating took me.
Oh, shit.
Yes, she took me to see it. Like, we were going to
Yeah.
pretend. We were both 19. We were going to pretend we're grown-ups. We went to see a
Yeah.
musical.
Yeah.
And then when it was halfway over, I couldn't believe that it was only halfway over. I was like, you mean this is halfway done? This is the intermission? She's like, yeah, it's the intermission. I go, do you want to get the fuck out of here? She goes, yeah, I guess we can. I was like, did you like this? She goes, no, I was hoping it was going to get better. I go, how can it get better, though? How can it get better? Like, what are they going to do? Is it all of a sudden going to be a movie?
Well, they
Is it
go
all
in
of a sudden we're going to see aliens and fucking
Yes.
laser beams?
Well, that's
and-
the thing. You got to stay tuned because then they go into the spaceship and they go to the Grand Cat in the sky. The Grand Wizard of the Cats comes down.
they?
Yeah, man.
But they don't talk, right?
yeah, no, the Grand Wizard comes down and
He
then
talks?
Yeah.
Oh,
I forget
I
what
missed
the
the good part.
does the what? I think he talks. He's like meow 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 meow.
I don't even remember if they sing in words, but I remember them crawling around. I was like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah, the Fosse. Oh god, how
God.
painful. That's the thing I can't access as an entertainer. That like dorky theatery.
Yes.
The feet like.
Yes, the theater
Right,
thing.
right. It's
Something
so
that
embarrassing.
Greg Proops would really
Yeah.
be into. No disrespect, Greg.
Oh no, he's so smart.
He's very smart.
God damn it. Okay, what other? Okay, there's more Andrew Lloyd Webbers. There's like the roller skating one.
I don't know any other
Jamie,
ones.
please.
Yeah, Jesus Christ Superstar.
That one's not terrible.
Where?
Is that Jesus Christ Superstar?
I don't know.
Where
definitely
you
it.
are, up your butt. I don't know. And then
They
there's
did it on TV last year too, and John Legend won Emmy for it.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna get an EGOT.
Okay,
There's a thing that's gross.
Go ahead.
Awards for art.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a trick.
I agree.
It's just a dirty trick to pump up whatever fucking thing it is.
I
whatever
agree.
movie, whatever television show.
Yes, and I don't understand why people want to watch these things. I think it would be a nightmare to go to one.
Yeah.
If I hope my husband wins one if he ever wants to, for acting or whatever.
I
But
don't think he gives a fuck.
yeah, I don't think he's fucking either. But I would hate to have to sit through that horse shit for 6-7 hours in a gown and like clapping for nonsense.
Ugh, I've gone to the Emmys. I went to the Emmys right after Phil Hartman died because he was up for an Emmy. So we all went. And he didn't win. And when he didn't win, the guy from Frasier won. And when he didn't win, Dave Foley turns to me and goes, "The fuck's he have to do to win?"
Right. Right.
This is his last shot. He's dead. Still didn't give it to him. Those cunts.
Well, because what group of cunts decides who wins the cunt awards?
No, they're looking for a gay guy. It's just like in the outrage Olympics. That's like you got serious fucking score. You got like a built-in score.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if a guy plays a gay guy, you have built-in score like Milk.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Was it
though.
good?
I liked it.
Could it win an Oscar?
Champagne.
Did it win an Oscar?
I don't fucking know.
Should win an Oscar. He's playing a gay guy. You know when
Because
it
that's
shouldn't?
why, yeah.
You know when you never win an Oscar?
What?
Play a slow guy. Nobody's gonna give you an Oscar.
No one's
for
going to
that
give
shit.
you. Not now.
You can't even do it anymore.
Not today.
They'll get mad that you didn't hire an actual slow guy. Right? Don't you think?
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That was the problem with Jeffrey Tambor when he was on that tranny show.
Right.
The problem was he wasn't an actual transgender person.
Right. And they got mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I Am Sam Awards? What the fuck is this?
That's what they were making fun of in Simple Jack.
Oh, I thought it was a type of awards.
No, that he
I
won.
Am Sam Awards. He got a nominee for the best actor, and
won?
I'm like, nah, bro. Did he win?
I thought he did.
No, it says nominee.
Yeah, no, but I thought he did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you could in 2002. 2002, you could play someone.
Do what the fuck you want back then.
Yeah, well, you were saying that they got mad at The Rock because he played an amputee in a movie. He's not really an
Stop.
amputee.
The
Stop.
skyscraper. Yeah.
Stop. Stop. It's
People
The Rock.
they love being outraged.
They do, yes.
Love it.
Yes, they do. Because they're given a voice now, a platform on social media.
Mm-hmm. And people pay attention to it.
That's the biggest problem of
Yeah.
it. That's actually the problem, to paying attention to it.
Yes.
Corporations and what have you
Yes.
don't pay attention.
Yes, which is why podcasts are so great.
Yeah.
Because you can do whatever the fuck you want, and you don't have a boss. You don't have anybody telling you what to do. You can never have the try it out guy. There he is.
No.
He's-
Try It Out Guy would never fly.
Try it out guy. You could never. If you had a radio show and you tried to play that, they'd pull you aside and go, "Tom, Christina, this is not what we do here at WKRP in Cincinnati."
Baby, you ever wonder at the show?
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
show.
That was a good show.
Tell me about your time on a sitcom, please.
It was good because it was a job. It was money, and I'd never worked before. I never acted before. It was fascinating.
Seriously? Did you ever take a class or anything?
I took a couple classes when I got a development deal. I had to take some acting classes, and I had a mean acting lady that was trying to be my mom. If I ever got a mom she was like telling me that I was going to have her cast as my mom. If there was, I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck.
Yeah.
Like she one thing she said to me once, she's like trying to mind fuck me. It was really weird. She was like, I'm worried you're going to go out there and you're going to fail. I go, why are you worried about that? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's like, because you don't seem invested in this material. I go, this sitcom that never went because it fucking sucks that we're reading. No, it's not that I'm not invested. It's just terrible. If you want me to pretend that it's good, you want me to act it up like it's good. I was like, what kind of conversation are we having here? And she was like, well, you might get a script like this. I go, well, let's hope I don't.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm a fucking comedian. Okay, I'm doing this for money. They offered me some money. I got to tell her that drives them crazy when they find out that you're a comedian and that you don't even give a shit about acting. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna give me some acting gigs. I'll take it. And she's like, it was real weird, man. Like really weird. The acting world, the coaching world, it's so weird. But it's weird because the people that are acting coaches, almost all of them are failed actors.
Right.
They just didn't make it. Otherwise, if they made it, they wouldn't be teaching. They'd be out there doing it. They don't want to teach it for the most part. Some of them do. But so I did a few, but it was gross. As soon as I didn't have to do it anymore, I stopped doing it.
The
And then I just
classes
did
or
it.
the
Classes.
shows? Oh, yeah, the classes are terrible. Yeah.
Then I did a terrible sitcom for 6 episodes called Hardball on Fox. It was a baseball sitcom. That got canceled. And then I got a development deal, and then I got cast on News Radio. Next thing you know.
Bang.
It's so crazy. I'd gone on 2 auditions ever. One was for the Hardball show. One was for News Radio. Those are the only 2
Crazy.
auditions I'd ever been on for sitcoms. Yeah.
Crazy.
It was bizarre. Yeah.
Was it at least, I mean, you were working with what? Andy Dick was on that show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Candy Alexander, Stephen Root, Dave Foley, Maura Tierney,
love Dave Foley.
Phil Hartman. Yeah, no, it was awesome. The cast was amazing.
Yeah.
That was like, in terms of sitcoms, it was like best case scenario for a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like the writing, in terms of like the situation where you're, I mean, I was on there with Phil fucking Hartman. You know, I was like 26 years old, and I'm 27 maybe, and I'm working with Phil Hartman. And I'm like, I can't even believe I'm next to this guy. Like, I'm seeing you on TV and movies, and all of a sudden we're in the same room and we're doing a scene together. Like, this is so weird. And then become his friend. It was so strange.
Mm-hmm. That is surreal.
It was so surreal. For someone with zero intent on ever acting, then all of a sudden I'm acting. You know, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm acting. Like, that was part of it, though, was one of the reasons why I was successful at auditions and stuff like that, because I've never planned on being an actor.
Yeah, you didn't care as so much.
It wasn't my world.
Yeah.
It wasn't everything to me.
Yeah.
It was like, well, this would be cool. Seemed like I could make some money here.
Yeah.
You know, that was the whole thing. It's like, I didn't want to worry about bills. Like, what, I can make more money doing that? How much can I make? And then I would literally ask, like, whenever something would come up, like, okay, how much does this pay? How much can I get if I do this thing? That's all I was thinking of.
How
like,
funny.
yeah.
Meanwhile, with stand-up, I'm sure you were doing what, $300 weeks for how many years just to do it?
But you get worried about money coming in, right? Because if you don't get booked for a couple weeks, you don't have any money. It's like, shit, I didn't save any money. I had like $1,000 in the bank or something. You know?
Oh my gosh.
You know, like, so if anything went wrong, I was fucked. So coming out here and doing sitcoms. But the thing about sitcoms is it's really hard in the beginning. Like, the early days of news radio were hard, long ass hours. It was hard trying to figure out the direction of the show. There was a lot of rewrites. There was a lot of work. There was a lot of long days on the set. But then once it got going, like season 3, 4, 5, boy, it was easy, real easy. Like, you'd come in, you'd rehearse for a couple hours, go home. We were down to sometimes 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 day a week of table read, 1 day blocking, 1 day shooting.
Bam.
Yeah, we did that a few times.
Fantastic.
Yeah, 3, 4 days. 4 days was common. Very rarely would we do 5 whole days.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
And then Fear Factor, what was the work schedule like for that one?
3 days a week, but constant. We did, 1 year, 34 episodes, I think, maybe 36.
That's a ton.
Oh, we just shit it out. It's like, while America was eating, we were shitting on that plate.
Which they should, though, because that show was so clean, right? You find contestants, you set up the game.
It was very
bang,
easy.
Bang, bang.
It was very easy to do initially, but then the second version of it, when it came back in 2011 or something like that, that version was a real problem, because that version, they were ramping it up. The stunts were way more difficult, way more dangerous. I was freaking out at a couple of them. I was like, this is getting rough. Like bungee jumps off of fucking helicopters in the middle of a canyon.
God, dude.
Launching people on these bungee jumps. Like, there was some crazy shit.
I think the eating stuff always got to me.
Yeah.
People eating the bugs, I was always like, how much money did you win on that show? I can't remember.
You could win. Well, there was a couple of shows where people won $1 million.
Damn.
But even when you win $1 million, you don't really win $1 million. You win $1 million before the government comes in, steals everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, is there something for winning it on a game show? Like, do you have some more taken out because it's a winning or something?
I don't know. It's a lot. Like, if someone won $50,000, which was a normal week, they would really take home 34.
Damn.
The government doesn't eat any animal dicks.
Damn.
They don't jump off of any buildings.
No.
And they just steal $16,000 from you.
I remember the animal dicks now. That was my favorite.
We did that in Griffith Park.
Eating animal dicks in the park, dude.
Served up some animal dicks.
That's fucking crazy. What a crazy show. Thinking back, the liability on that fucking thing.
What's really crazy is it all happened post September 11, like right afterwards.
Yeah.
That's when it aired. And it was a preposterous show, like from the jump. And I always thought it was going to be canceled. And it was a giant hit. It was a giant hit.
Huge show.
And like immediately it was a hit. I was like, this is so stupid. The show is so stupid. And the reason
But
why
it was awesome.
I got the gig was because I made fun of it. Like everybody else was trying to like be spooky. Like they're like, you know, the fear a factor for you. And I came into this meeting. I was high as fuck. I came into this meeting and they were telling me what they wanted to do. One of the casting directors, guy Jeff from NBC, hooked up the meeting. He thought I would be a good fit for it because I was, you know, I'd just been on NBC for news radio. And then I came into this meeting. I was like, what are you going to do? I'm like, you're going to sick dogs on people. I'm like, this is like a this is like a bit in an act.
Yeah.
This is like a bit of like where it goes terribly wrong. You're going to make people eat animal dicks. You're going to sick dogs on people. You're going to throw people off buildings. I'm like, this is like the Running Man. Like,
right, it's Idiocracy.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It was before Idiocracy was even a movie. I was like, this is the most insane idea for a television show I've ever heard. This is going to be canceled immediately, and I'm going to have all this material about. Remember when I used to host Fear Factor?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 160 fucking episodes later, we did 148 episodes, and then we did another. I think we did 6 or 7, but only 6 aired because one of them was the one when they had to drink cum.
No shit.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
A jug of cum.
Who made it?
Donkey.
They're like from Joe Rogan.
Donkey. Yeah, my own cum. Took me a year to fill up everyone's stein.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Donkey cum.
And
yeah.
that, and
they put a cattle prod up a donkey's asshole.
Yeah.
And they would come like, they'd zap them in the old testes, and they just shoot buckets. Yeah, and they played horseshoes. So they played horseshoes, and you could never win. Like, even if you made like a ringer and you like you would have to drink 1 ounce. But if you fucked up, you were drinking like 10, 11, 12 ounces.
What?
These are jugs of cum. Yeah. So what happened was.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember this.
What happened was the TMZ folks got a hold of they got a hold of the pictures of these people drinking cum early, and then it became this giant fear that like people are like, what? Like, what? There's no way this is real. Like, this is a joke, right? No, and it turns out they really did make them drink cum. Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at that. They chugged down. Yeah, I encourage those girls. One of them had to drink piss. The other one had to drink cum.
This is this was a real
insane.
TV show.
It was insane. Look at these guys are drinking cum.
Look how much cum they're drinking.
A jug o' cum.
It's like a stein, like you said.
Yeah, and he just choked it down. His brother is right next to him, his twin brother, helping him choke down cum.
How much money?
And not enough.
34 grand?
Whatever they win, it's not enough. Even if they won $1 billion. Even if Warren Buffett sucks their dick. And then like immediately you get to throw up. And these poor girls are jumping in. Here's what's interesting. Girls chose the cum over the urine.
Well, duh. I mean, yeah, we're cum drinkers by nature. You learn to do this shit when you're 15, man.
Oh,
She's been training her whole life for this moment.
So hard. So hard to imagine that was a real show.
I know, looking back now.
Yeah.
But at the time, everybody watched this. It was normal.
Well, this was the one that killed it.
Yeah,
That episode killed it. Damn. And now Ludacris took it over.
Damn, homie.
But Ludacris is doing like whoa, is it fear factor if you leave your house without your phone? Like,
right.
Like what do they do? They don't do anything.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing scary. Is it still on? Are they doing season 2 now?
There's definitely no
At their
donkey
YouTube page,
cum.
I figured something would be uploaded recently.
Maybe it was a hit. Maybe I don't know. Luda. They came to me though before this. I'm like, bitch, there's not enough money. You don't have enough money
to go.
Like,
You would never host it again.
Oh,
really?
It's over. I did it.
Yeah, you done that shit.
Yeah, I'm so not interested.
Well,
but I'm glad I did do it.
It was great for the time. I mean, that was a huge
memory.
thing, and I mean,
but it's good. It was good because it was money. That's what it was good for. It was good because I didn't have to worry about money.
Yeah.
And then when you don't have to worry about money, like you don't worry about your choices comedically. Like I didn't worry like, oh, if I say something, then they're gonna cancel me or fire me from the show, and then I can't do it anymore. That wasn't my concern at all. My concern was like, okay, now I have enough money, so I don't have to worry about not having money, and I already make money doing stand-up. So now I put some money away. So
now you're free.
now I can do whatever.
Yeah, you're free to create whatever the fuck you want.
Just just free to do stand-up and
Yeah.
free to do it however I want, and with
that
no
great?
worries about Tonight Show sets or any of that fucking nonsense.
Yeah. So wait, so that when you were doing, Fear Factor, was there a thing where you couldn't kind of do your stand-up the way you wanted to? Like you couldn't say certain things? Yeah.
Before that, yeah, and there was some concern with, they had talked to me once about drugs, that I talked too much about drugs. Like one of the producers pulled me aside and he's like, you're doing these interviews, you're talking about like these are illegal drugs. I go, yeah, you should do them. You should
Right.
do DMT. It's good for you.
Right. And a
Like,
lot of people do.
Yeah.
drugs.
There are also sacraments that have existed throughout history
Right.
that people have been using in religious ceremonies to become one with the Creator. Like, stop.
Right.
You want to fire me? Go ahead, fire me. Go call Mario Lopez. He's ready.
What a career that guy's had on that stuff, huh?
There you go.
Yeah, he's great at it though.
How about Adam Carolla? He could have taken over Fear Factor.
Yeah,
Would
actually.
have had no problems.
Yeah, you would like that.
Yeah.
But now look at your to quote Adam Carolla, your pirate ship, right?
Adam Carolla calls it a pirate ship.
Doesn't he call that podcasting?
Is that what he calls it? His
Yeah.
podcast, a pirate
He's
ship?
a pirate ship. You're out in the middle of nowhere doing your thing. You got your signal.
Oh, yeah.
No one's regulating this shit.
Oh, because it's like pirate radio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the first ones to do it. I mean, I remember doing his show thinking, wow, this guy's got a setup. Because he had this place and he had like a booth and there was guys working behind the booth and, you had like a real ad copy and a desk. And
Right.
I was like, this looks so professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would do like ad reads just like a radio show. I'm like, wow.
But then that's how Tom and I would look at you and be like, fuck, did you see Joe's setup? This guy's got like cameras and he's got like a producer and we got to fucking do all that, man.
But you
He's
guys
got
have that now.
ergonomic chairs and shit.
You got to get some ergonomic chairs.
Are you, we have these, dude.
You got those?
Of course.
The
'cause of
Capiscos?
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that company? Fully that sent it to us? I think it's called Fully. These are the best ergonomic chairs by far. I've tried every one of them. This Capisco, these things are the shit. They're so good. They never hurt your back. When you sit in them, there's something about the way they designed it where your posture is just,
Posture's good.
Good.
Looks better when you're on camera because you're not hunched over.
yeah, you're not like slumped.
Yeah.
You can't slump in these things.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
I did, dude.
They fucking nailed it, right, Jamie?
Nailed it, bro.
Nailed it. So, your Netflix special.
Yes, sir.
We should probably talk about that before we end this.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause that's what we're here
I
for.
forgot about that.
You got your second Netflix special.
Yeah, I did a half hour because I was building my first hour is Mother Inferior. It's on the service now. You can
Right.
see that on Netflix. And I was building my second hour, and I was talking about Me Too all the time. And I found myself just obsessed with talking shit about all these motherfuckers who are getting, whatever, pulled left and right for Me Too. So I'm like, by the time my next hour comes out, it's all going to be irrelevant. I just want to put it out there now. So they offered me a half hour, and I was 5 months pregnant or something like that. So you only have a couple months to throw something together.
Right.
And that's it, man. I went to Vegas, pregnant as fuck. It was like 120 degrees, Joey Diaz
Wow.
and me in the desert with these crazy fucks in Fremont.
A lot of women are doing specials pregnant.
Yeah, it's so stupid. And I'm friends with
Natasha,
Allie. Yeah.
Allie Wong.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I throw out a joke to Allie in the beginning.
Do you?
Yeah. She's kind of the OG of all that shit.
OG of pregnant
She
stand-up.
is, dude.
Well, really, she is the OG of pregnant stand-up because if
Yeah.
you think about it, before that, nobody ever did a special where they were pregnant. And now a bunch of chicks are doing it.
Well, yeah. And I think what happened was we are all of the age where we're more established in our careers. And it's a time where it's last call for all of us older bitches to have babies. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
now's the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all kind of the timing of it.
But it's also like there's something cool about filming it while you're actually pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, well, right. Because the assumption is you should be laying at home eating bonbons.
yeah.
And, my second pregnancy, I did Pilates up until about 2 weeks before I delivered. And I was
Wow.
eating well and really doing it right the second time because I fucked up my first pregnancy. I was eating Carl's Jr. twice a week, getting those extra onion rings, eating in the parking lot and shit. I
Really?
gained I gained like 60 pounds.
60.
Yeah, it was bad.
Whoa.
I was real fucked up after that one. So
How long does it take you to lose that weight?
a year. It took me a year because I didn't know how to lose weight and I didn't know how to exercise until I found this woman I'm with now, my trainer. So
Oh,
she
that's
helps
cool.
me. Yeah, put me on the primal diet. But anyway, yeah. So I talk a lot of shit about the Me Too. I wanted to just get it out there, and it's on Netflix now. I'm number 6 after Mr. Joey Diaz. Okay.
Damn.
I'm just number 6.
That's cool though that you've got 2 out right now too.
Oh, it's so
That's
fun.
nice.
It's so special. It's such a good time for stand up. It's such a golden age, and I'm so excited to be where I am in my career to ride this wave. To be at the Comedy Store now amongst legends, amongst you and Burr and my husband and all these great people. It's
very
great.
rare that a comedy couple has 2 people that are really good.
Right.
You guys are one of the very few.
Well, thanks for
it's
saying
usually
that.
one that stands out and one that's like, what is she going to do when he divorces her?
Well, we talk about that Tom's second wife.
Yeah.
What's she gonna be like?
Yeah. What is she going to be like?
She's gonna be a Dalmatian wife.
She's going to be a Hooters bitches.
She's gonna be fucking 20 years old. No,
Yeah.
not a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Not very mouthy. Not like me.
No, keep it shut.
Yeah.
Just carry his water.
Yeah, dude. She's fit.
Give
looks
him back
good.
rubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take him
tight.
to the gym. She's going to be a trainer.
Of course, she's gonna be a trainer, dude.
Yeah,
Hard
yeah.
body. Just
Yeah.
cuter than me.
Right. But no bullshit. You are one of my favorite comedians.
Oh, stop it. Yeah,
No.
don't say that because I.
No, you really are.
look up to you.
You're really good.
You're
you
so
know?
sweet.
You're really good, and it's very odd that 2 really good people are not just married, but actually get along together, and are both really funny and work together on a hilarious podcast. I mean, you guys have a very unusual relationship because. The thought was never date a comedian. Like that's what every comedian always said. Don't ever date a comedian. It's like it just doesn't ever work out. And
I know.
but with you guys it worked. Like Moshe and Natasha, that seems to work too.
Yes. Yeah. I think, but I can't speak for them. I don't know.
It's
them
probably because
well
Moshe's
enough.
a little bitch and Natasha just runs things, right? If you had a guess. Just kidding. I love both of them.
I ain't saying shit.
I love both of them.
I don't know them. I can't say. I don't know, but they seem sweet.
They're great. I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you what, though.
Moshe's a smart motherfucker.
They both are brilliant.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. I think my husband is one of the funniest human beings on the planet and was always supportive. And we started at the same time. And there was something in being an open micer. We were in the trenches together from day one. And we never did that shit where I opened for my husband because that's also a trap for women, for female comics, because then you're just your husband's opener. You never establish your own thing.
That
And-
can happen, yeah. That's happened
Yeah.
for people that we know. But the people that we know, when it happens for, the opening act's always terrible. The wife that always
Yeah.
opens for the... See, that's the difference between... Well, it's you guys... It works. Like I said, Moshe and Natasha, those 2 are very funny. They're both really smart. That works.
Yes.
Rich Voss and Bonnie
And Bonnie,
McFarlane,
yes.
those 2 are really funny. That
Yeah.
works.
Yes.
And then who else?
I don't know.
That's it.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Very rare, yeah. But I think he's very supportive of me, and this is not politically correct either, but I think that there's a hierarchy. He's way more famous than me, and that's fine, and that's good. Do you know? It doesn't.
That doesn't fuck with you at all?
No.
Do you ever think about killing him in his sleep?
No.
Just putting a pillow over his
No.
mouth? Funny fuck,
No,
steal
but-
your jokes.
But I think that can be a problem if the other person has an issue with
Sure,
that. The
yeah,
Mr. I'm Mr. Yearwood.
Right.
That horse shit. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know. I've seen other couples where one is more famous and the other one doesn't accept it, and that fucks with them for.
Yeah.
I'm happy where I'm at. Put it
That's
that way.
awesome.
All I ever wanted was to sell enough tickets to tell jokes to people who knew who I was when I showed up. And I'm there. And that's all I've ever wanted. It's just not to be doing like the dinner
Quite
crowd.
honestly, that is all anything ever. That's all it ever is.
Yeah.
It just gets bigger in terms of the numbers. But that's all it ever is. That when you get to that, that's the best. Like if
It's
you get
the
to that at a comedy club or you get to that where you're doing a giant ass arena, it kind of feels the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're at fucking arena, which is crazy to have watched you go through. I mean, I don't know.
It's weird.
You don't get diarrhea?
No. The last arena that I did was the biggest one. It used to be the Air Canada Centre. Now it's called the Scotiabank Arena in Canada. The UFC's there next month. That place is giant. And when I did that one, it was bananas. Like I'm standing out there looking at all these people. I'm like, this is fucking insane. But once the show started rolling, it was like a
Yeah.
regular show.
Right. You don't look at all of that.
It was just fun. It
Yeah.
was just fun. But it was fun, and so is a club.
Yes.
Like if you go to the Funny Bone, that's just as you go to the Columbus Funny Bone, it's just as fun.
Yeah.
Punchline in Sacramento,
I
fun.
agree. And yes, I agree. And there's something, I love clubs. I love small rooms. I will say something too about my husband, which is amazing, is that it never gets to him. Like, he never sweats himself.
Right.
Like, he sold out the fucking Will Turn. This is a year ago. And I got to open for him, which I seldom do. And I was like, Tommy, and I grew up in LA. So selling out the Will Turn to me is like, you just.
You're a band.
Yeah, dude. Like, I grew up going to shows there. I'm like, Tommy, you sold out the fucking Will Turn. And he literally was like, yeah, it's cool. Anyways, what's for dinner? Like, it doesn't even faze him.
Yeah. No, he understands traps, and he doesn't allow his brain to go on any mental traps.
Hell no.
Whereas, like, Bert Kreischer should be making a video. I can't believe it! We sold out the Wiltern! This is amazing! This is amazing! Oh, Body Shots World Tour! Sold out the Wiltern!
What's the trap there, Joe?
The ego. Just you gotta. The most important thing is being in the state of mind that you could be in to do great comedy, and that is not a congratulatory state of mind. That is the opposite.
No, that's so interesting. Yeah, because I sold out Cobb's like a while, right? And I was like, oh my god, like I can't believe these people are here to see me now. Like, oh, the pressure because I'm finally moving the tickets and this and that and I was like, I don't even think like that. Like, get into your self-loathing because that's where you're funnier.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't think about.
Yeah, get into whatever state of mind that it takes for you to do your art best. That's what you're doing. You want to go out there and rock that crowd. That's
exactly.
It. That's all it is. And whatever you need to do that. But you definitely don't need to be self-congratulatory. That's the worst instinct.
No, because I've done stand-up for people who didn't give a shit for years and who would sit in the front row with their arms crossed and who the fuck is this bitch? Tell me what day. Fuck you, bitch. And like, that's why you do it, right?
And also, those moments are fucking critical. Like that's why I feel bad for people that are famous that try stand-up as a famous person. Like, Jesus, that's a hard thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'd watch people do it that have, like Charlie Murphy. That guy, I mean, I love that guy to death. But one of the things that I respected about him more than anything was that he literally was an open micer while he was famous. I mean, he was just starting out doing stand-up while he was on the Chappelle Show. He'd been an actor all these years. So for him, like, he realized, like, well, hey, I'll host a show and bring up these comedians and, I'll tell a story or two because this is a good way to make some money. And then he realized, like, wow, there's a lot of money out here for me. I need to just do some stand-up. He started writing stand-up, and he and I went on the road when he had been doing stand-up for 2 years, and we co-headlined together.
That's bananas.
It was bananas.
2 years is
2
like
years.
nothing.
And already famous as fuck. And famous for being one of the most famous comedian of all time's brother.
Which is a huger deficit.
Yeah. Yes. Giant. And he had a joke about it. And he's like, does it bother you, that people know you from the Dave Chappelle show? They're always saying that. He goes, no, motherfucker. He goes, for years. He goes, does it bother you? People yell out, Charlie Murphy, Charlie Murphy. He goes, no, motherfucker, because for years I was just Eddie Murphy's brother.
Right.
And he would joke around about it on stage,
That's very self-aware.
He was great. He was such a good dude.
Yeah, imagine the courage to start stand-up at that point.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's so much harder.
And to go on the road, like, immediately.
I know.
He was on the road, like, immediately.
I know. Even, like, Brendan Schaub, who I love so much, the courage to start stand-up and to grind it out and do it the right way. You're like, dude, that's so good.
But at least Brendan came through podcasting, which is a lot of shit talking, like ad-libbing and getting laughs. You're getting laughs with comedians. And he had a lot of comedians telling him that he was funny, and then he tried it, just dipped his toe in there and then just ran with it. Yeah, it's amazing. He's about to do a Showtime special. He's filming a Showtime special in January.
Okay, Brandon.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Schaub.
2 years in. Showtime
Bananas.
special. Killing. He kills. He fucking kills. People are like, how good is he? I am telling you, that motherfucker works hard. He's funny. He's naturally funny. He's a great guy, and he kills.
Yes, he does.
He really does.
Yes, he does.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
But I tell a lot of comedians, I go, see, that's what happens when you got an athlete's mindset.
Yes.
Like an athlete's determination and discipline, and you apply it to an art form. Like, he makes himself work. I go, you fuckers, you just, like, get high and then go to Carney's. And get fucking chili dogs.
Right, because I think that's the assumption as a stand-up comedian. People are like, you just lay around and jack your dick all day, you don't do work. You're like, well, those of us that actually want to produce hours that are worth a shit we treat this as a job, dude.
You have to, especially once you
Yeah.
start pounding out stuff like Tommy does, where he's doing one, then he does another one 2 years later, does another one 2 years later. Burr does that. I do it that way now.
I love you guys.
That's the way to do it. The only way to do it. And you have to be writing all the fucking time. You have to be performing all the fucking time. There's no other way.
I know. I loved watching you work out the Megan Kelly. That's her name.
Yeah.
Sorry, Megan.
Megan. That sounds weird, right?
Megan.
You know, sometimes you
M-E-G-Y-N.
see like a word. And
Yes.
You're like, is that how that word is?
Yes. Can I just tell you what? You know El Torito.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life, I was like, let's go eat at El Torito, and then one day you're like, oh fuck, that's like the little bull, dude. That means the little bull, El Torito.
Yeah.
That's stupid. You know, your fucking dumb brain is. But watching you work that stuff out is so exciting. I love your last special because you say so many risky things, which 10 years ago, not that risky in terms of the
Right.
climate. And now, like, oh, I was like, where's he gonna do with this shit, dude?
You just gotta navigate the waters just more effectively and more carefully, and then just set things up better. And your writing has to be better, I think, for me, especially with the subjects that I cover. But I also felt like this was my most controversial special.
Absolutely. Well, the title, Strange Times, great.
Yeah. I felt like it was the most controversial because I felt like I needed to be I needed to touch on the things that seemed to be dangerous to touch on. Like
Yes.
Ari said it best. He's like, stand up is dangerous again. Like this is a fun time for stand up because it's actually
Yes.
dangerous.
I agree. This is why I wanted
Yeah.
my Me Too shit to get out there first. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. I'm not here. I'm not to say that other female comics aren't talking about it. I don't know because I literally I do the early show at the store. I'm home in bed by fucking 9:30, dude, because I got
Right.
babies. So
Right.
I don't know what everyone else is doing,
I get it.
but I want it out there. I have that impulsive need to like just fucking walk the line and let's see it and let's stir some shit up, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Start some shit up. All right.
Let's do it.
wrap this fucker up. Christina! Thank you for everything. Appreciate
you.
you. It's
Thank you
always
for having
awesome having you on. Tell everybody your Instagram is
All right.
Christina P.
The Christina
Just
P. At Christina P on Twitter. The Degenerates. I'm after Joey Diaz.
And it's on Netflix.
And Mother
right
Inferior.
now. And Mother Inferior.
And I'm
Netflix.
touring the Ride or Die tour,
Ride or
bros.
Die, bitch.
Starts in January. Check it out.
That's it. Show's over.